That was so loud! My ears feel like they fucking dead! But there he is. Oh, game over.
And hey, Pids.
Hello.
I have to adjust my volumes again. Dear me. How you doing?
I am well, how are you?
I am not bad at all. Busy day at work, but other than that, so I am ready to gun people down for fun. What about you? What's been going on with you?
Not much. Not much at all, really. Been playing some Final Fantasy 1. And that's about it.
Retro. And there's Mildred.
Hello.
Oh.
Good. Well, the room
Hello.
is open and I'm running about the map, so as soon as you guys get in, feel free to join. Did you get the room code from the thread? It's in Discord as well. In the party up chat. I think Jeno was saying he's probably not going to make it tonight.
It's off in that London.
Yeah, that London. Shithole, shithole.
It's nice to be around people who actually still get these references. I think I said last
Oh,
week
that's
that I've come to realise I'm the oldest person in the office now, and I made
Oh,
another
dear.
reference today that just I can't remember what it was. It was that kind of age reference, and it just fell on complete nothingness. And I went, "You don't know what I'm talking about, do you?"
Blank stairs. You know, you're like,
Computerized tumbleweed.
sounds about right. Yeah. They just don't get our cool humour.
That's it, isn't it? You know, I can't help it. I'm just
It's not our fault they went around in the 90s.
yeah.
That's true, it isn't our fault. Theirs. Should go back in time.
They should.
The greatest decade in the history of humanity.
I miss the optimism at least.
I know, yeah. Well, what was that? That was a record about that 1.5 seconds. It's like could have played my sex tape in the time it took me to get killed. Then.
To be fair, I do have the flame wall, which is just like instant
Yeah,
death.
insta kill.
As long as it hits you.
Every other weapon's just a bullet.
Like that.
Yeah, like that. Every other weapon's just a bullet sponge, isn't it?
Well, that's it.
That's interesting. There's must be a new Discord thing. I've got your names on the side of my screen now.
Yeah, it seems to have started doing that recently. It's a nice wee feature. Yeah, I think we'll change up the game modes a little bit.
Yeah.
At some point.
It would be a lot more enjoyable, I think, if it wasn't so bullet spongy, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So I know that
probably. Oh, carry on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's not a ton of modes, but the ones that are there could be fun. There's your usual kind of capture the flag type thing. I think like team deathmatch and all that. But there's one, I think there's like a hunter mode, so it's like everybody against one player type thing. So
That's cool.
try that. Yeah.
Everybody against pets.
Yeah.
Ah.
There's a
Hi,
mode
everyone.
called hey Jason, called
There you go.
Score More, which I think you get more points depending on what you kill people with. So presumably, like if you use the pistols, you get more points than if you just flame maul them like I'm doing.
That's cool.
Hello, Jazon.
Have we
Hi,
ever
there,
played Perfect Dark multiplayer? I can't remember if we did that or not.
Yes, we did. That was when our first batch of console games we did, like the Xbox Live Arcade version of it, which was
What about
really cool
Perfect?
because I was playing the 360 version of it.
What about Perfect
Oh,
Dark Zero? Why not play that? It's
Because
amazing.
that is a game that exists. Yes.
To be fair, the infection mode was really fun.
Yeah. I do vaguely remember thinking I played that at some point. Like
you
back
bastard.
when it first came out. Oh, I got you both of that. Yes.
So, Pej, you sound like Simon Phoenix when he's broken in Demolition Man when he's broken the camera. Unless that's just happening for me.
I'm sounding funny.
Trampoline.
Yeah. You got echoing going on.
Odd. Wonder why.
I think there's an in-game.
Oh,
I think
it's
there's an
the in-game
in-game
one.
microphone setting.
Yeah,
So it's
go in
doing-
and turn your microphone off.
Ah,
it's
right.
doing-
I'll have a
it's
look
doing
at that now.
Discord, and then it's doing your other one.
That'll be it.
We're police officers. We're not qualified to deal with this type of violence. Or trained to. Got the quote wrong.
Ruined my life now, but again, it's slightly wrong. Thing.
Thank you, Jason.
Oh. Yeah, trying to get someone when they're trampolining is very difficult, isn't it?
How am I sounding now?
Perfect.
Awful, but that's just how you usually
Oh,
sound.
no.
My dog's got no nose.
No, Peg, you sound as lovely as always.
Oh,
Oh.
good of you to say.
Voice of an angel.
I'm not sure the church.
Oh, you're way
Was it Voice of an Angel, Liver of a Tramp, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Oh, no.
It was a Mrs. Merton one, wasn't it?
It sounds like a Mrs. Merton one.
Yeah. More deep, old school references here.
We were there for so long, Cheaty. Yeah, sorry.
What was that?
We were there for so long in that bit, and that's just.
Yeah.
That's good. Trampolines, yeah. Hi, Kendall. No worries on the drive. Well, and the lurk. Yeah, but I'd rather you lurk while driving. That's better.
Just
Hope you're doing well, Kendall.
Hello to all of Jasm's streamers that have to listen to me talking absolute rubbish all the time while I forget you're there.
That's fine.
I'd say all of the viewers of my streams would have to too, but I don't get any viewers, so.
Hey, I'm
Yeah,
here.
everyone tuning in loves Demolition Man. You're okay.
Good.
They don't
That's
need,
what I like to hear.
seashell.
I haven't played
They know the
that
seashell
for
method.
years.
Victor Mildew, you will find 1 credit for a violation of the verbal morality statute.
That was it.
We were
We
saying
were
at work we
remarking-
should get like a little Raspberry Pi or something and 3D print, like make one of those that can pick up on like swear words or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Stick it on the wall.
Somebody has to have done that. Somebody sure.
Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah, surely. And if not, why not?
Yes.
Demolition Man actually came to mind the other day because we were talking about Taco Bell and how there's quite a few in the UK now. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, they could
Yeah.
relocalize that film and change the product placement back to what it was in the American version.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the.
What was it?
I had my mum bought me the VHS for that, and it was Taco Bell on it. So I didn't know there was an alternate
Oh,
version
wow.
for the UK with Pizza Hut on it.
Yeah.
So when
Pizza
I
Hut
heard
has
that, I thought it was
the-
one of those bullshit urban myth things. I was like, oh no, there it is.
That is
I was
a
thinking
check
about-
on Snows kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah. was thinking
Yeah.
about weird variations of movies the other day, actually. And have you seen the F1 movie yet, Mildred?
No, not yet. I forgot that was out. Actually, I might go try and go and see it next week. Actually.
It's okay, it's good. I quite enjoyed it. But I'm wondering if
Nice.
like different countries have got different commentary for it. You know, like 'cause
Ah.
they've got like Brundle and Crofty. So I'm wondering if like the Italian version's got the Italian Sky team or.
Oh yeah, it might have. Yeah. Oh, can they have a post-credit scene where we all see that Christian Horn's been booted out?
I knew you'd be
Oh,
excited for that.
that made my day.
It's been a great
Couldn't have
week.
happened to a nicer person.
As I don't follow the F1, I have no idea.
The Red Bull boss got the boot today.
And he's a lovely gentleman.
Ah, right.
Oh.
I like when somebody was saying like, oh, maybe he'll go to Ferrari, and I was like, well, can you imagine him around Italian women? Don't think so.
Oh dear me. That would be funny. Right. So let's see if we can change the game mode. So that was normal. Let's try. Right, capture the Triad. So my understanding is that this one person is hunted and the rest of us have got to find them. I don't know who it is though. Did that do any damage to me?
It did actually, yeah.
Right, there's a spinning thing in the corner of this room which is red, and I'm going over it, which is doing nothing. So I guess that must mean I'm on red.
Hi, Robert. Oh, thank you. Damn.
Right, well, I'm
Shit,
blue.
I forgot.
Jasmine, you're blue as well.
Yes.
Heads, we haven't found you, so we don't know what colour you are yet. But
Don't be blue,
Mildred's
Peter.
red.
I'm with someone. I'm right behind someone. Talking to him.
Could be me.
Oh fuck! I just realised we're on the same map. Sorry.
Yeah, that is me.
Change them.
Oh, what's going on?
I quit the game.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. So I get thirsty all the time.
Oh.
Right. Go team blue.
I'm on team red, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you again.
Alright, it must be just team deathmatch then.
There's
No,
someone
there's,
dressed
there's
in
a-
red.
There's definitely there's a triangle icon, which I guess is the Triad. So
Ah, yeah. So it's capture the flag basically.
I've got to find where your one is. I don't know yet.
This looks like Duke Nukem in a Star Trek cosplay from a phone.
Thinking about it, like you saying, if this
Retro.
had surely this mode wasn't in the original release, because this, like you said, this was a Wolfenstein mode, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or
Well,
something.
it did have
So
multiplayer. It did have
Oh.
deathmatch. So maybe.
that's quite
Because I was looking into
quite
it
advanced,
to
isn't it?
see, yeah, what multiplayer maps are involved in this, and most of them have been, you know, there's like a couple from the original game, a couple from the expansions, a couple from the shareware version, a couple of new ones. So, yeah, I was actually surprised. Then I was also surprised to find out how much of a pain in the arse it is to do custom maps on it, which is weird because there's a level editor built in.
Oh really?
Yeah, you can't play them online. Not easily anyway. You have to like essentially replace the in-game files. Yay!
I
That was easy.
don't even know what I was doing there.
Yeah, I don't even
It's
know where
capture the flag.
your Triad was.
It was like the map was symmetrical, and it was very small maps. I was just doing laps, just hitting it over and over and over again. Right, okay, maybe not that mode then. That was rubbish.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Let's try collector. Was
I guess that's the sort of thing. That's the sort of mode that's more fun if it's like 5-a-side or something, a
yeah,
bit more chaotic.
So we're in collector mode. I have no idea what that is. So we'll find out. Sure. Oh, I've got no guns. Maybe you need to find the guns or something.
Yeah, maybe that's all the collecting mode is. You collect guns.
Yeah, but there's none where I remember them being.
Maybe only one person has a gun. And they collect our souls.
No.
Oh, Jasm's got a gun, I think. Looked like he had one anyway. Jasmine, have you got a gun?
I actually this might be a mistake to say this, but I actually don't.
I just found a staircase. Somewhere it was like a walk point or something.
Ah, that'll be kind of level exit thing. I think I just found it as well. Right.
Someone looks like they have a gun.
I'd love to see somebody who knows this game properly just watching us trying to figure out what we're supposed to be
What are
doing.
these Muppets doing?
It's like watching a bunch of like old people trying to work some bit of technology, isn't it? What's that, Johnny?
We can't figure out to send this email for the life of us.
So we all seem to have found that staircase.
See, that's what I hate when these things they don't give you like a manual or anything. You know, there's no here's what all these modes are.
Yeah.
I guess the hope was that they'd be fairly straightforward, right? But
Yeah. I mean, collector implies so you're collecting. Whoa. What happened there?
I think there's some body armor.
You can go off the map.
But yeah.
Yeah, like, all I can see is the staircase. I mean, how unusual.
I'm still alive.
I still
Halloween knows it about it,
There's other
This has quite a
platforms
bit
like
of... Yeah.
Is this...
Oh, is there a time limit? Or what?
There's
No,
a
it's
map
count-
time
it's-
limit, but it's the usual.
it's counting up. There's no.
Yeah, it'll count up to 10 minutes. Okay, well, let's try the secret bit. See if we can...
Yeah, because you can jump and get on these. There's some platforms that lead you into rooms, but there's nothing in them.
Yeah, there's usually
Yeah.
power-ups and
It feels like there should be some sort of item that you get into here and get, but there's
Yeah.
nothing. There's nothing in it.
We can't interact with each other anyway.
No. Might be blocking each other.
Well, it looks like
It's like
we're
The
queued up at
Sims.
Tesco's now. Yeah, actually.
Alright, I'll sack that mode off. That was all the shite. Okay, well,
Right,
we'll
I'm
try
gonna read
slow
what
mode
that.
then.
See what collector is.
Yeah.
Let's see what that is.
Googled it, but it just gives me some AI overview shite. It talks about single player mode. And it's like, well, this isn't single.
No idea.
I mean, in light of recent AI news, I was seeing screenshots of Mecha Hitler from
Oh my
Wolfenstein.
god.
Yeah. Oof.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's funny, like the guy, the Trump fan at work that you can tell loves Musk, and he's always talking about Grok and all this sort of stuff. Like he knows what version release it's on. I said that to him today, and you could just see like he just run out of steam trying to stick up for it. You could just tell you could just tell he looks so defeated.
Yeah,
Because like I've just been saying for so long, like he's the guy's a fucking Nazi. No, he's not. Where's your proof and all this sort of stuff. And then now it's just like, that Grok is saying he's a mecha Hitler. It's like there's just this sort of very deep.
Wait, even after he done the Nazi salute, he was still saying that he's not.
Yeah. It's just bizarre, isn't it?
What a
being a
fucking
fan of an
tit.
awful person means you have to just constantly do PR damage control for them, don't you? Be like,
Yeah.
no, they meant that, and it's just like,
Yeah.
especially in this case, the escalation of this, like even that guy giving up, I feel like speaks to the extent of it. Right?
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah, definitely.
gosh.
I was talking about AI with my manager today. Apparently they were at some, I think it was at some meeting or something yesterday, where they were talking about like AI and what we can do with it in the office and stuff, and what we should be doing it. And then, I was sitting going, yeah, AI's fucking awful, hate it.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've been doing is I've been sifting applications for jobs, and and one thing we were talking about is like, yeah, you need to look out for like, you know, people's CVs and stuff for personal statements that have just been written by AI, and it's like, well, and it's like you know exactly what to look for, and it's all this, yes,
Yep.
I am a highly motivated individual, and
Yep.
it's just like, right, well, they're all the same now, and it's just like, I hate AI.
Ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah, I fucking I don't get I think like Moggy was saying we were talking about in the Elon Musk as a see you next Tuesday thread that it's just like it really is frightening how quickly people people have just generally just gone
Yeah.
like use AI it's like no.
I've got a very
People
sad
have
recent AI encounter actually because I went to see Electric Light Orchestra in Birmingham
Oh, yeah.
on the weekend,
No,
and it was
what
amazing.
the-
But the thing is, I doubt my judgment on this stuff, and I can't think of anything worse than
I got a
calling someone
kill!
AI when it's not. So I was just
Yeah.
like, I don't know, some of this animation on the otherwise amazing stage they had set up with
Oh,
like
they definitely are like definitely are.
you've seen that, yeah, because it's just
No,
like
it's
some
just,
of the
Sorry, I keep interrupting. I was going to say, like, because I went to see Oasis on Saturday, and some of the stage things, some of the background video that was going on in the thing, I did notice some of them were definitely that's definitely an AI image.
Oh Christ! Yeah, because in the ELO case, it was during the song like it was the ecologically focused song about it's a living thing. What a terrible thing to
Oh.
lose. And there's
Yeah.
AI
Oh,
like
the
one of the most
irony.
ecologically
Yeah.
disastrous things of our modern era. It's just like
Yeah.
God. It's a shame because they were incredible. And I mean, I was hearing from Tom how good Oasis were. Otherwise, you can speak to that, I guess. Right?
Yeah.
Just, I just hate it. AI crap, like ruining
That's just
otherwise great.
well, they
things like that,
did. I don't know if how familiar you are with their music, but like they did the song Whatever, and they recreated the album artwork, the single artwork, and the single artwork is just a really lovely looking field. It's like almost like the Microsoft Windows XP background. So the background, this whole stage or stadium wide screen was just that image or a very close approximation of that image, but it looked like a real life camera is just very slowly moving through that field. But it's like that's fucking blatantly an AI image, like generating that. It was like you were looking at it, it's like, yeah, that's an AI. Someone's just fed that prompt in and said, do this and make it like a walkthrough.
Tell you what, I
There's
would
no
love to
way
have gone to
hateful.
seen Black Sabbath and all the bands that were playing on the
Yeah, yeah.
weekend. I would love to have gone to see that.
See,
It was like 200 quid or something, and I can't afford that. Bastards.
Did you
Oh,
see there was a
good shit.
video of the crowd? It was some guy going, I thought I recognised this guy in the crowd near me. It was fucking Jason Momoa. Just in the middle of
Oh wow!
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
just
wow.
rocking out in the middle of Villa Park,
Did-
middle of the crowd.
well,
No bouncers,
but-
no minders, just him out there.
Wouldn't it be amazing if he just like walked up and just flipped out one of those camping chairs before
Yeah.
you see that in like gigs like that? Like was it when we were at Guns N' Roses? What's the guy? What's his name? Was it Justin Through? You know that guy,
Yeah, I know the guy.
the actor? Yeah, he's like, because we were just sitting down and he walked past, and it's because like when you see those people out of context, your brain can't quite pass what it's seeing. It's like, if you saw them on TV, you'd be like, oh look, yes, it's him. But in real life, it's like your brain goes, right, you know that person. Why do you know them? Who are they? And it took me ages to realise once he'd walked past, it's like, oh, it's that fucking guy. And I was like, and he'd just gone through a barrier. And I was like, oh, I might go and speak to him because I loved him in The Leftovers. I might go and speak to him. And Ali's like, don't go and speak to him. Please don't. I said, no, I'm going to go up to speak to him. It was like, and the moment had passed. And they said, is Mr. T coming back? And they said they don't know.
Oh. I meant to be the person to say no, Mr. T is not coming back, and just seeing the saddest face. Oh no. That's another thing I don't trust my judgment on. It's I was saying to Rama just now, I watched Penguin episode 1 today, and I could swear.
Oh, yeah.
It looked like
What's that,
Donald
yeah?
Sutherland at one point, but I know he passed away recently. But then, I guess the timing would line up. But
Yeah, it could
you
be.
know when you have it might be that actor, but.
Yes.
I've been hilariously wrong on that before, so I'm reluctant to commit to fully thinking it's amazing first episode to that show, by the way. Excited to watch.
Yeah, I haven't finished it. I think I'm about two from the end. But yeah, it's I love how tonally it completely matches the Batman. Like it visually looks like it well, of course it would visually look like it, wouldn't it? But it looks like it belongs as part of that, a good companion to that film. It follows on from it in a really convincing way. It's like, yeah, really good.
Yeah, it's impressive that blur in between film and TV, like production
Yeah.
values. Like it's hard to keep that up, but they've done it very well there. He's a great
think,
central character because he's just
yeah,
so
he's-
awful, but there's capacity for good, and even there's a
Yeah.
desire for good in there. amidst
It
all
really,
the- him being
really
terrible,
reminds
yeah.
me of Tony Soprano.
Oh,
He, like,
yeah,
just-
that-
It's very much that kind of character where, like, you kind of get sucked into this sort of almost kind nature. He's looking after his mum and all that sort of stuff, and then he'll just do something absolutely awful, and you just think, oh my god, oh yeah, he's a mob
That's a-
boss.
Yeah, it is surprisingly easy to forget that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Sopranos is a good comparison point. That had to have been an influence.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
influenced
It
the
really,
whole
it really
thing,
is, isn't it?
Oh,
Definitely.
All you need is Penguin walking around going, "Where's the fucking gabagool?"
Is Penguin too proud to go to therapy? Because I mean, that would be another Sopranos
Yeah.
if he did that. Yeah.
Actually, no. Well, I guess it's not spoilers. I think somebody actually says you should go to a shrink to him. In fact, thinking about it, I wonder if it's actually like a little nod to it, because somebody says something like you should go to a shrink, and he goes nuts about it,
Wow.
much like Tony did. I don't need to go see a fucking shrink.
I was saying to Arma just now, Falcone's daughter, who just got out of Arkham by the time of the first episode. Fair play to that actress. She is terrible.
She's excellent. She's really good.
Oh my days.
Yeah, I want to back to.
I saw her in
Yeah,
something else the other day. I can't remember what it was, and she was playing, well, completely, just like a young person or something. I was like, it's really good when you see an actor that can completely turn on like a really intimidating, brooding act, and then you see him in something else. It's like, oh god, they're like playing some like ditzy.
Oh,
It's just really, really good.
Well, I took Colin Farrell like in that role.
Yeah,
kind of
that's
crazy,
amazing,
like,
isn't it?
In that exact same way, yeah. It's quite incredible.
Have-
Yeah. I
have you
love
seen
that
any
kind of
clip-
range of actors.
You see a clip of him in full makeup but talking in his normal voice to people. It's like, what the hell?
which
Oh, I do
references-
love his voice in the show.
Yeah.
It's great.
killing people with the bat is hard.
Killing people with anything's hard unless it's a rocket launcher. I'm just kind of, I mean, the pistols may as well just be like an animated GIF that's playing on the screen for all the damage it's doing.
Oh,
I'm not even, it's got to the point where I'm just not even bothering trying to hit people with it. I'm just walking around desperately trying to find a different weapon, which isn't happening. I think you've got to kind of jump over a lot of stuff in this, haven't you?
Ooh, I've got ludicrous jumps, Jesse. That dark stuff is so hard to hit people with. As is any kind of vertical aiming. It just does not work
Yeah.
where you want it to.
I suppose it could almost do with, the Doom style where it can auto aim on the vertical axis.
Yeah.
I feel like it could almost do with that. Yeah.
I think it does have that. If you're not using the mouse look, it will if you kind of position the cursor around somebody who's above you, it will kind of try and like raise up as if to try and shoot them.
Oh, right.
It's not ideal, but it kind of does work. That's how I played it.
Why
back in the
won't
day.
you die?
Yeah, because I was thinking of the logistics of playing this, like back on the original hardware release, and the verticality to these levels, like, I can imagine that being quite complex. Especially
Sure,
with
I
that
can-
kind of auto aim, yeah.
I can really imagine this game. Now you've said that, like, on original hard, I can really imagine this being a demo on like the official PlayStation magazine,
Yeah.
like with like a really poor resolution, but like because it would be on the PlayStation, it'd just have coloured lighting wherever you could put coloured lighting.
I'm trying to imagine what a PlayStation port this would be pretty good at, actually.
Yeah, it would probably be polygon based, wouldn't it? Be
Maybe.
like exhumed or something like that. That was
Yeah,
good.
maybe.
Or Disruptor, that was another good one. Or Distributor, as my friend insisted on calling it.
Distributor. The delivery guy.
I miss the good old demo days. You played got to play so many games.
Oh yeah.
You can still get demos, just have to pay for the game
Sheer
to access
so
it.
good.
Like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3
Yeah.
and 4.
Yeah.
Shocking.
I'm still annoyed that they've
I mean,
messed with how 4 works.
I never played
Yeah,
4.
why do that? What?
Still
No
stupid though.
idea.
Yeah, I never. I stopped. I stopped at 3, but like, I can see, you know, when you read the change, you think, well, yeah, that's a fundamental change in the way the game works. So
Yeah,
why have they?
that was one of the
why have
things
they
that I
done
loved
that?
about 4. I was 4 was the first one that I bought for myself, partially because of I knew there was no time limit.
Yeah,
Because I like
big stress taken
time
out
to
of it.
explore the levels and stuff, and you can do that with the the time limit. You feel no, I have to go and do this, or you just get into a bit you want to, and then oh, well,
Yeah.
timed up. It's like nah. So that's what annoys me. I mean, to not even have it as an option just seems a bit shit as well.
That's bound to be something that gets surely you think would be patched in like a classic time limit mode or
Yeah.
something.
Time limit DLC.
Only
Oh, God, don't.
$15.99.
It is Activision.
Oh, speaking of Tony Hawk, did you see him on the grid at the F1
Yeah. With
I
his
mean,
skateboard as well.
with his skateboard? It's like, oh, Tony.
Bless.
I mean, I don't want to sound like Carmella, but Tony.
Just Martin Brundle just kind of going, "Who are you?" Almost then,
Yeah, it's
fully
like,
aware
oh,
he's
Tony Hawk. It's like, yeah, man, I got my skateboard. I mean, I know you know he was there to promote the game and stuff, but still, like,
Yeah.
really got you skateboard. It reminded me of that Only Fools and Horses where Rodney wins that drawing competition or whatever it was. Remember the one where he has to
Yeah.
pretend he's like 14 or something, so he's got his
and they win the
skateboard.
prize, but he has to pretend.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
he's the
So he's got,
quality.
so he's got to go through with it, hasn't he?
Yeah. He's got the kids club in it. And there's the wee girl that likes him.
Yeah.
Oh man, when Only Fools is good, it's really good.
That's it. It's one of those things. It's like I've probably seen more than I think I have, but it's not something I've ever really been that into. But the bits like that I remember really standing out as being properly fun.
Yeah. So I've watched quite a few of them at the weekend. My grand's, I'm staying at mum and dad's at the moment. My grand's staying as well.
Oh,
She's
nice.
not doing very well. Well,
Oh.
not really. She can't really take it.
Huh?
herself much anymore. But so I was kind of keeping an eye on her on
Yeah.
Sunday or Saturday. So I, watching the quali, and she slept through most of it, so that was fine. And then afterwards put on like You Gold or something, and it was just they do
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
this marathon, so there was like 6
Excellent.
episodes back to back, and I'm kind of half watching it, thinking, yeah, this is a really funny show.
Yeah.
They are very well written. And David Jason's phenomenal, and so is Nicholas Lyndhurst, and it's like, yeah, I mean, there's a reason why this show was so popular.
That's going to be tragic when he finally gets outed, allegedly.
Which one?
David Jason.
Dear.
There's quite a few rumors. One of like Savile-esque rumors. People that
Oh,
know.
what? No.
Well, yeah, but it's sort of one of those things. Is it bollocks? Was like, you really hope not, because that's one of those. That's one of those ones that's going to if it was the
That's
case.
gonna hurt, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like you say,
No,
really
David,
hope
no. Say it ain't so.
not. Mr. Simpson, no, no. But Marge, the music is evil. I found the secret firebomb.
Why is this map going on for like 15 minutes? Oh, there we go.
Hey, firebomb did it in the end.
I think you must have hit the score limit. It must have defaulted back to 21. Cool. Right, okay, let's... I quite like that. Let's change the in-game conditions. Yeah. Time limit. 10 minutes. There we go. 0.1. Okay, that's better. Right. Stop this one. Fun. Oh, this one. That.
I don't know if I said if it was last week. Did I say last week I booked a trip to Japan for later in the year?
I don't think so. Unless I forgot.
I'm doing a like a adventure trip. Like one of those organised things for solo travellers.
Yeah, I've
So,
followed them on
Do you want to take me with you? My family won't mind. They don't like me anyway.
he said solo,
Gladly,
but
yeah. Yeah, come on, come all. I didn't realize because there's another guy who's going to Japan this year by just coincidence with his partner, and he said, oh yeah, because he said, oh, because I'm flying into Tokyo and then the trip ends in Osaka, so I'm gonna put a couple of days in for myself either side before the trip starts proper. And he said, oh, like that Nintendo, the Nintendo museum's in Osaka.
Yeah.
It's like,
I was
what?
gonna say, man, make sure you get a day to
Because
have a wander down there.
yeah, because he tried to get, you've got to get tickets way in advance, and he tried to get tickets and they didn't manage to get them. I was like, right, I'm going to be bloody on that. If that's like I think it's like a 40-minute ride away or something. It's like I don't give a shit. I'll just get, if I can get tickets to that, it's like that's a must do, isn't it?
Yeah, that's I've been to the
If
Nintendo
you're in the
Museum.
area,
Oh hell yeah, it's like a pilgrimage.
yeah, definitely.
Good stuff. Enjoy that.
Universal Studios Japan with the Super Nintendo Worlds there as well. But like, I guess the point is like, there's going to be far more interesting things to see when you go into a country like that and go into a bloody theme park. But yeah, but the museum, I would definitely go to the museum if I can.
I don't know if you can get the time to do the theme park anyway, but
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
It's like that's one of those things. It's like I've been to plenty of those things in the past. I'm sure it'd be a great time, but I'd be like, do I really? I've got 2 days. Do I really want to be going to a theme park when there's like all these amazing cultural things I could be seeing and completely different things I could be experiencing? Now I'll just go see Mickey Mouse, mate.
I'm just hoping that the UK one has it. I'm not holding my breath, but
I think it will. I think it's too much of a draw to not have it.
Yeah, and it means that they've got one in America, they've got one in Japan, and they've got one in Europe.
Yeah.
Do it that way, so
Only problem with the UK one is it's in the UK, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harry Potter shite, no doubt.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to America anytime soon.
No, that's the thing. It's like the thing of really like kind of I love America. Like and it's just like now, so I'm not going.
The only problem with
I'm going
America is it's full of Americans.
Well, yeah, I say that. That's when I'm.
I say that as a joke.
Canada. No, that's not a joke.
Okay.
I'm fully behind it. It's like like when you talk to like loads of people haven't been to Canada, and I've been like 4 times, and I say, oh, Canada's brilliant, and they say, oh, what's Canada like? Well, so it's like America, but without the Americans in it, and everyone's like, oh, that sounds amazing. Yep.
I've never been to Canada. I knew a Canadian person. They used to visit my nan.
Canada's really good.
She was really nice.
I might be going to Canada in August, so
Yeah,
um,
I'd love to go to Canada
with
again.
family. Yeah, I loved it. I went about 20 years ago and spent a weekend in Vancouver myself, and it was great. I loved it.
I did a few trips to Banff, and I went to the F1
That's
there.
where I stayed. That's where my family stayed.
Oh, was it? Oh, excellent.
So the time they
Oh.
lived just down the road in Canmore.
Yeah.
But we were in Banff like every other day, and that
Oh,
main
it's
street
great, isn't it?
hotel, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful town.
Yeah, we went there in well, we went there. We never went in the summer, so I never saw it without snow. But we went there for we went to Banff 3 times. One time was when it was in the dead of their winter, so it was like the pavements
Yeah.
were like 2 inches thick with ice and stuff. We went
It's
to
so funny.
Lake Louise and I did proper skiing at Lake Louise,
Yeah,
which I'd never done
been to Lake
before.
Louise. Lovely.
It was great.
Did a wee bit of rock climbing there, and I'm not a rock climber, so that's fun.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. I'd love to go back. And like I said, hopefully I will be in August. But yeah, what was I going to say? I remember I was there for about 5 weeks, from August into September, just staying with family. So I kind of got it was September into October. So the summer seemed to run a little bit longer. So it was still really,
Right.
really warm in most of September. Then about 3 weeks into it, I just looked up one night and there was like 5 feet of snow outside. I was like, oh. It just went like somebody went dump, and that was it. Okay, snow's here.
Yeah.
And,
Amazing.
beautiful place. And then,
Did you ever go to Wild Bill's?
Wild Bill's, what was that?
It's a pub or bar, I should say. It's right on the main crossroads of the main high street. Because that's where
possibly,
we went when we went for New Year's. We had New Year in there. We just had the best time. Like New Year's with a load of Canadians was just so funny.
Yeah.
Oh.
God, Jesus Christ, the hangover. Oh my God.
Oh,
I just remember, what's the beer I remember them having? Kokanee was the name of it, or something like that.
There's
they had, like, weird stubby cans and
There's
pints of it.
Molson.
Bolson as well, yeah.
There was a bar up. I don't know. There's one of the places we stayed at was the Inns of Banff, which is almost on the way into the place. It's quite
Yeah.
near the entrance to this
I know
place,
we are, yeah.
and they had a basement bar there, which had a Ms. Pac-Man cocktail table. So we used to
oh,
do at night. We used to just sit and get pissed playing Miss Pac-Man. It was great.
So cool.
that'd be quite
yeah,
tough.
I
This
really
Pac-Man is a very fast game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Played that drunk.
It was really good because I mean I bought. I mean, every time I see Miss Pac-Man on like some sort of retro collection, I buy it. It just reminds me of that playing on that table. In fact, I wanted to at one point. I wanted to just buy a Miss Pac-Man cocktail table for the kitchen or something. But it was like
Oh,
we'll never play it. It was like once the novelty's worn off, we'll never play it. And then we've got
Yeah,
this bloody
those
great
kind
thing
of
sat in
things,
the kitchen.
I have
Actually
heard it
used as a
joked
table.
about. Well, that's the thing, yeah. Like a clothes rack or similar, they sometimes end up being, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's so cool. But yeah, I'm hoping that I will get there in August. I'm still waiting on the money from the house coming through from my
Yes.
wife. So, and I'll go. My mum's going, so if I've got the money in time, I'll go with her.
Oh.
And that'll be really cool because I've always wanted to get back. Just
Oh, yeah.
visit. So this seems like a good opportunity.
Well, it's funny, like the people who haven't been, like I remember the third time we went, someone's like, "Oh, you're not going there again, are you?" It's like, well,
Lovely.
if you'd been, you'd understand it. And also going in slightly different seasons, it's a completely different place.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It was like my uncle, a more kind of not nice family news, but one of the reasons we're going over is my uncle who lived there passed away last year. So we're heading over because his son's about to have their first wedding. So we're heading over for that. But when I went over, like I said, I was there for 4 or 5 weeks, and he was like a carpenter by trade. Had his own business over here, did really well for himself. And over there, he did a lot of house fitting. So all the new houses that they built, he would go in and do like skirting boards, doors, any kind of joinery work needed done. And I went and was helping him. And some of these houses, like they build there, are amazing. Because they would quite often buy the plot of land and then build the house themselves.
Yeah.
So all these houses are completely bespoke, completely different.
Oh wow.
Obviously a lot of money in them, but it's so cool just to see some of them. Because they are like these big, log cabin type things. But with the highest end stuff you can get in them, it's crazy.
When we went to the F1, we flew into Montreal, did the F1 for a couple of days, and then went on a road trip from there down to what do you call it, Niagara. So we took about 2 weeks to do it. But on the way, we stayed at some old family friends' places, Canadians, and then we had this massive. I do mean it's technically a bungalow, but it's this massive, right? And we're just talking to him. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm busy converting my basement into a gym at the moment, and we're going to put like a cinema room down there because his wife had died. So it was just him and his son that lived there at the time. He's like, "Oh, do you want to come and see the progress?" And I thought basement would just be like, like a little pokey room down there. He went down these stairs. It was the entire floor plan of the house again underground.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Yeah, I'm just going to like put a gym here. I'm going to put maybe like a little mini bowling alley down there, maybe a little cinema room." It's like,
yeah,
what the
I
fuck?
A good couple of home cinemas, like proper home
Like,
cinemas.
like imagine having the entirety of your house again, just kind of as like free space underground. Like what?
Because like I said, that's
amazing.
They buy the land, and then it's like they can do what they want.
Yeah.
So much money, so much money.
I'd happily move to Canada.
I would. It's the one place where I've said if I could move
Yeah.
there,
Yeah. If the opportunity was there.
Definitely.
Oh,
what a Peds.
Thank you.
GG Pets.
Go Peds.
I always get at least one win every now and again.
Yeah.
But no, Canada's wonderful. I really, really love Canada. Vancouver was really cool as well. Because to me it felt like it's like Glasgow but bigger, and slightly more modern. It felt like being in Glasgow, which is mean, I know obviously a lot of those kind of North American cities were a lot of them were based on like the kind of Glasgow
Yes.
pattern, which is why Glasgow gets a lot of movie stuff at the moment because you know.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, aye. They filmed so
That's
much stuff in
interesting.
Glasgow recently.
Batman.
Filmed,
I don't know if Batman was there. I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
Batgirl they filmed there.
Oh, yes.
The Flash was filmed there. They've just finished. They're currently filming. Well, the new Running Man was filmed there, bits of it. The new film, The Odyssey, they're doing filming there.
Oh,
Spider-Man's
yeah.
getting filmed there this month. Yeah.
I honestly
Glasgow
thought you
is
said the new
busy.
Doom film. I was like, what new Doom?
Have you guys seen that Running Man trailer?
No.
Yes.
Totally, it looks really interesting.
Yeah, I like that it's completely different to the one we're used to.
Yeah, I think it's much closer to the book of the story,
Yeah.
which is cool.
Yeah,
You
it's still.
you couldn't do the Army one again, you know. It's just maybe it's not the Arnold, because if they're doing something that's genuinely a little bit different, then cool, that'll help. I think.
It's like, you know, that like RoboCop was just like, you know, it's basically the same film as it was before, just
Yeah.
updated. So therefore, it's just like just really uninteresting. But I'm totally down. I like just the very fact that when they said the Running Man, yeah, the whole Running Man thing is the entire country's out. It's like, that's really interesting.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah,
As
that's
I said,
straight
we
away.
went
That's a
tight
different.
with it as well, so I'm like, ooh, okay. Yeah, really look forward to that.
It is interesting because I understand the tone of the book is fairly like it's not a lot of fun necessarily, and this new trailer looks a bit more fun, I guess, with Edgar Wright's kind of influence. But it seems like it's still kind of closer to how grim and how much social commentary there is in the book. Although there was quite a bit of that in the '80s film as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, that was.
I like the 80s film.
Did have it, but
Okay, it's good.
yeah, it was still very much here's Arnie being Arnie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, I love him in that film. Keep moving on. Snap your head like a chicken.
I loved when you were quoting all the one-liners, like, was it, here's Sub-Zero, now Plane
Yeah.
Zero.
No. Plane Zero.
He was saving that one.
So good.
Yeah.
Even fitting an I'll be back.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Yeah,
the
definitely.
the Family Feud host it was who played the he
Oh,
was so
really?
good in that. I think
Yeah.
it was definitely an American game show host. He's so good at it, isn't
Hello, beautiful.
he? Because he just really has that kind of sliminess that
Yes.
he's kind of working to being charming on stage, but you know there's something up with him, and he does that so well.
Killigan is lying to you. Yes. Yes. Here they are. Their debt to society paid in full.
Look, they're
I
on
love-
holiday.
I fucking love Jesse Ventura in that. Like, he cracks me up.
Oh yes, yes.
Because
his
Captain,
advert.
Yeah.
Captain he's fucking. I love it. Like Captain Freedom's workouts. That's the ticket. No pain, no gain. He's doing all those ridiculous, like, throwing his arms and walking sideways poses, and then we're like, Captain Freedom, Rewardo.
Yeah.
Forget it. I won't do it.
The boys.
Oh, yeah.
I was killing knuckles like this with my bare hands.
That movie, actually, now that I think about it. You
I'm
the
gonna have to
ridiculous
watch that again now.
characters and the-
Yeah, it's so
yeah.
stupid.
Yeah, I'm surprised how much it reminded me. Like, it's not quite as hard-edged as RoboCop, but it did remind me a bit of RoboCop, the '80s Running Man. Like some of those TV
Yeah.
broadcasts, there was definitely a bit of that satire. Yeah.
Oh. I'm trying to wonder how like, a Paul Verhoeven version of it would have been. You know, because he loves his social satire
Yeah,
as well.
totally. I guess Starship Troopers is like vaguely close to what is Running Man, but well, not really. Yeah, either way.
Let's get a close pass in on it.
Oh yeah. Boy, remember like before my last one, so
Because there's nothing funny about a man with a light bulb stuck up his ass.
That's right.
I like it when they all start betting on Richards to win.
Yeah, and they're all kind of, oh wait, you can do that? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so good, man. I need
Oh,
to,
the
I
the
need to
first time
read
I
all
think
that in the movies.
the first time I saw that film, my nan. I mean, how much? I probably was about 12, I'd say. My nan. I mean, how's this for a fucking introduction to that film? She bought me a double VHS box set. It had The Terminator, which I'd never seen, and The Running Man in it. I remember sitting down and watching both of those because I had to ask my parents if it was okay to watch it. And
Oh,
I just remember watching The Terminator and being actually really scared of Arnie. I remember him just like being really
yeah.
frightening.
Terrifying in that film.
And then The Running Man, just thinking this is just brilliant. I loved it. And I think it wasn't long
That's the
after that my
reason.
mum bought me Demolition Man as well. It's like, oh man, what a period of these films.
All very formative. Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like
Something
Brother
about
Man.
finding those films as a kid and just they just work for you, you know. There's, oh, these are the best things ever.
Yeah.
Is Brother Man 15 though? Because I feel like that one's a
I
little
think
more.
yeah, I think it was, yeah.
It's probably
Yes.
a little more kid friendly by Arnold's standards. They're still probably not appropriate, but
Yeah.
yeah, not so
Classic.
bad.
That gun is fucking ridiculous. The one that just blows up the entire
Yeah.
world.
It's great, isn't it?
Firebomb. Oh,
It's just
so
like
good.
right.
It's
It's like a BFG almost, isn't it?
pretty much if you get the direct hit on somebody, yeah.
Bullshit.
Oops.
I love the thought process behind these weapons. It's all right, okay, we need some sort of bazooka type thing. It's like, well, let's just have it fire all the missiles. Yeah, do it.
And then they home in as well a little bit.
Yeah.
Same with the split missile, I think.
But not on a split missile.
It is interesting. This reminds me a lot of like Sega arcade games from this era where they'd use sprites a lot to
Yes,
try
like
and
super scalar stuff.
yeah. It's admittedly sometimes it's a little like I feel like that works a bit better when it's a fixed camera.
Yes.
Like here, you sometimes struggle a little bit with it, though it's still very cool and ambitious. And it does give this game a quite unique personality on that front.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I've got rocket launchers and stuff, and it's bloody selected my pistol.
You ran over a bazooka. Do you want to use the pistol? No!
No.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting the MP40's here as well, but it's because, like, why would you use it in this map at all?
I love the way that gun just shakes the whole level as well.
Yeah, Power Drift is probably the Sega Scalar game I'm especially thinking of. That one is crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
round-
it does that because it tilts the screen as well, doesn't it? Remember that was a big thing about it as well. It wasn't like flat like Outrun and stuff like. I think Afterburner went on to use that as well. God, I used to
Right,
love that. The chip shop around the corner from us used to have Afterburner, like a stand-up Afterburner. Like, oh, it's amazing.
Oh, nice. Really good version of that on 3DS as well. Really good stereoscopic
Yeah.
3D.
Yeah.
The M2 did a good version of it.
Totally.
That would be
What a
really
time
cool
to be
if they did.
alive.
I mean, it's John Connors. He's a fan as well. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Hey, let's
And,
split, Jan. There's a guy looking for you.
Oh yeah. Oh, his friend is a real MVP in that sequence, isn't he?
Yeah,
That's
he saves everything.
hilarious.
He's like, nah, never seen him.
Yes, never seen again.
Yeah. So you think with if that was like a Disney Star Wars thing, they'd have that guy now have his own like show or something.
Oh,
He'd be like Ginger Mullet Kid.
The true story of John
Mullet.
Connor's friends.
Yeah.
I was just picturing it being called Mullet, and I was quite delighted by that.
Yeah. Mullet with like a 4 instead of a U or something.
Oh,
John. Call to John now. I know this hurts. Get down.
Hi, my bro.
Is there any bit of Terminator 2 that's not awesome? It's
No.
all-
Yeah, there's this bit where the credits
It
roll,
is fantastic, isn't it?
and then you get disappointed because it's finished.
Yeah. Then you got
Oh.
to rewind the VHS right back to the start. I am gonna go downstairs now.
Cheers,
Thank you,
lads.
everyone.
Yeah, good to see you.
Is it a Predator next time?
Alien vs Predator, yeah, the 2010 one, yeah.
Oh, nice.
So,
Did everyone else just hear
already
that?
even
beeping?
DLC. Beeping? No,
Going on?
not I.
Going on? Why's my monitor just turned off? I don't know the looks of this. What's going on?
You clearly don't really want to leave.
Oh, time to finish then.
I can still talk.
Yeah, so here.
Interesting.
Oh, so close, Ped, so close.
Oh, I think this was my favourite map if I remember. It seemed like the most interesting.
Yeah, I think this is one of the modern ones. It feels new.
Oh, actually, cheeky. I think it reminded me of. I think it was your. Oh, no, it was the Jen's map. It had an outside area
It
like
does a
this.
little bit, yes, yeah, now you
Yeah.
mention it,
I wonder if it's the best.
Is
thing
this
ever,
bat
but-
actually any good? 'Cause I keep picking it up and I can't do shit with it. I tried hitting people with it and they just fly in the air from it or something.
What, the bat?
Yeah.
If you
I
hold
just
them-
heard
if you
some
hold them
beeping.
down-
So that beeping wasn't on you.
No, I don't, I'm not here.
My...
No beeping the time.
So I can hear you. It's like I'm chatting. Like my PC is still on, but my monitor's turned off. Like my graphics card
Oh.
is just crapped out. Or something.
It can't handle.
I can't
something
actually-
as ludicrous
no,
as
my-
this game.
No. What's going on? I might have to
Your PC's giving you
yeah,
trouble.
so
I laugh
this
it
one
off too
hasn't
to
broken.
make sure it
Take
works
care,
better.
Ah, that's never not fun.
Hopefully not. Right, let's give that a go.
That fucking flame wall is ridiculous.
If you're far enough away, it's easy enough to dodge, assuming you've got space.
Oh god, the range on it is pretty nuts. Though,
But yeah, it just keeps going.
Yeah. The weapons in this are either the worst fit ever or the best fit ever. I get the
Yeah.
sense of not much of an in-between. Yeah, with the bat, do you because I was a bit confused about that. Did you have to like hold the mouse button down to charge it?
Seems
Yes,
that way, yeah.
To get the baseball attack, yeah.
Right.
If you just fire once, it just swings the bat, which does some damage, but obviously you have to be right up next to people to hit.
What was the punny name it had as well? I saw that and did a sensible chuckle.
Excalibur.
That's it, yes, that's great. I love that. They need to trademark that. If they, well, advice for them 30 years later. Yeah, it's quite fun to see the credits for this actually. A few names I recognise, like George Brassard, Robert Prince as well, Bobby Prince, right? Yeah.
Yep. Oh, Bobby Prince, the soundtrack for this game is immense. It's so good. But yeah, well, the guys that they did this and then they went on and basically formed 3D Realms.
It has a bit of that 3D realm spirit to it, doesn't there? You can see that there.
Yeah.
No dick
I think of it
jokes.
as a kind of almost a proto build engine.
Yeah.
Even though I don't think it shares any DNA, it's. Damn you, Justin. They found it.
Oh. I think it shows design DNA, doesn't it? If not
Oh, yeah.
one
And-
to one the
and
same
like I said,
tag,
some-
yeah.
Some staff.
Man, you guys in chat are making me want to play Pepsi Man. This is a good film.
Pepsi Man.
Pepsi Man? What's the
Yeah, we just had an amazing metal cover on the song request. Yeah,
Ah, right, okay. Pepsi Man.
that's the one. Yeah, we were who was I was talking with about that? I think it was on Monday, maybe on Mario Kart Monday. How many wonderful, bizarre Japan only PS1 games there are? That game is like the avatar for
Kicks.
that. So-
Yeah.
I think it was Kicks,
glory.
maybe.
Oh
possibly,
yes,
yeah.
yes, you're right. Yeah, because he's really getting into retro console stuff, isn't he?
Yeah, he
Oh, yeah,
recently
yeah.
got a. I was gonna say a thingy, but that's not what I mean. He recently got a.
Got a thingy.
He got a.
Upscaler, RetroTink. wasn't
Yeah,
it?
he got a retro tink and an
Yeah.
SD card, a memory card thing for the PS2, and so on and so forth. Which, because of him, I ordered
He's
one.
going down the rabbit hole.
It's like I didn't order a retro tink. I ordered one of
I
those
did almost,
memory cards. Those retro tinks like $700. Like, if I get a blowjob with it, I'll buy one. But otherwise, they can
Yeah,
fuck
the-
right off.
Oh,
The 4K one, yeah, the 4K one's like 700 quid. And then you've got the 5X, I think is the one below it. And that's not quite expensive, it's still like 500 quid, but it's not quite as bad.
oh.
I'm still rocking my OSSC though, I don't need one, but I'm not gonna lie, I would like the 4K one.
Yeah, it was like the FrameMeister, I think, for a while. That was the go-to one. Then the OSSC kind of overtook it. I think the RetroTink is seen as the best now. Just
Yeah,
obviously,
Retro Tinker, yeah, that's what you go for. If you-
it is enthusiast tech, obviously.
I've just got
So many.
for my retro
Yeah,
consoles. I've got the Rad 2X cables. So you just plug it into the console, and then it's got like a mini HDMI and stuff. The HDMI.
Yeah, the Rad 2X are great. Like great entry level scalers. They're dead simple. You just plug it in and that's you. You don't need to fuck about with all these different settings. But yeah, I love them. They're my go-to cables if anybody asks how do I plug my whatever into my telly. It's like Rad 2X.
Yeah, it's probably
Yeah, I
you
don't think
told me
any
about
TV
them.
you buy. Any TV you buy, I mean, not that you would have wanted to do this anyway, especially like the N64, but any that you buy now, they won't have like composite SCART sockets these days.
No.
So you
No, you're not gonna
absolutely.
get them these days at all.
The thing is, even when they did, as I say, like, oh my god, seeing an N64 composite on a HD TV. Oh, it was so
Yeah,
grim.
It's not good. It's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love my OSSC, but I do look at it and go, I wish you were a little bit better.
No.
Damn you, cheeky!
I just, while it works as well as it does, I can't justify getting one of the retro things.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can understand that.
Yet is that what you meant to add? Yet.
You jump in, get.
Yeah, I was trying to pick it up a bit when Kick mentioned it. 'Cause he got, I totally get it. He got quite a few. Well, as long as you're happy, man, this film is pretty expensive, and I was still picking it up in a very odd. Oh,
Yeah,
no, this film
well,
is amazing. It is great. He was able to get one. Yeah, for his use case.
I'll have fun with it. I know, but he's obviously, like I said, got a lot of stuff recently, and he's asking. It feels like every time I go into that thread now, I'm answering in-depth questions about what you can do with the consoles that he's talking about, and I'm like, okay, well, you want to get an OD for this, and you want to do this for that.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it's quite a rabbit hole.
happy.
Yeah, it's funny enough because
Yeah.
Kix was talking about stuff in the WhatsApp group, and I asked him a couple of questions, and he messaged me separately in WhatsApp. He said, "But if you really need any tidy information, just ask Cheeky." I was like,
Oh.
"I will."
Been there, done that. I'm more than happy to answer questions.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cheeky, can you
Well,
do
like I
free
said,
tech
it's been a while
support for
since
us
I've-
every time?
Free.
Oh, sorry, go on, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go on, why not?
Oh.
But yeah, no, it's. What was I going to say? Yeah, no, but I've not really paid that much attention to it myself in a while. So I mean, I'm not completely up to speed with what's currently top of the line and what's going on. But I didn't know that there were retro fighters pads out for the PlayStation these days. Which
Oh, cool, yeah.
because I know my PS3 pads are shite. So if I can get one that looks like it feels like a modern controller and works on PS1, PS2, and PS3, yeah, I might spend 50 quid on one of them.
Yeah,
Nice,
sounds like
nice. Yeah,
good
PS3
yeah.
pads are very difficult to source, aren't they? Like authentic ones.
Yeah. They're all cheap knockoffs now.
Yeah, I keep up with this stuff just because some of my favorite gaming YouTube channels are really big on this, like My Life in Gaming. Admittedly, I haven't touched it myself for a while. I think I am happy just to kind of go to emulation for my retro game kick, especially with some of the
Disgusting,
advantages that I
Jonathan.
have. I'm playing it like on a portable, mainly the Steam Deck, but I still think it's really cool. Like
I think-
hardware is so viable and not.
I think-
and there's so many good like accessories and support for that these days as well.
Best thing about emulations is just fucking ease, isn't it? As soon as you get your shit set up, you're
it's
just
the easy
sorted.
thing. I want to play X, just there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, emulation's great for that.
Cheeky, that score difference. You definitely were getting the flame rocket launcher
Yeah.
consistently, weren't you?
I remembered where it was, and I knew, so it's once you know where it is, and you realise how quickly their weapons respawn. It's like you just run back over it and it refills your ammo. Yeah, that was. Yeah, I think the last two, I think that one and the one before it, I think are new maps made for this. They definitely seem to have a bit more of a modern feel to them. As opposed to this, which I'm pretty sure is one of the originals. Tune.
They're having quite a soft drink conversation in chat, and I had to reluctantly confess I can't stand Dr. Pepper. That's hopefully that's
It's
not
like
an
Fizzy
ideological rift. Oh, what's that?
It's like fizzy Benelin, as Alan Pump just says.
Oh, right.
I'm
my gosh.
with you. I despise Dr. Pepper. It's foul stuff.
I promise it's not an ideological difference. Anyone watching who likes it, like, please
It's
continue to.
for me.
Oh no! Oh
I
no!
have ideological differences with it because it's,
Oh
my
no!
ideology is that soft drinks should not taste like shit.
I like
Oh,
Dr. Pepper.
dear.
I think it's really tasty.
That's okay.
I've
I
never
promise.
been a fan myself.
Yeah, that's
Like when we'd have a takeaway and I'd get a can of Dr. Pepper, Mrs. would get a can of Vimto, and I'm like, Vimto tastes like shit. Dr. Pepper's nice. She was the opposite. She thought Dr. Pepper tastes like shit.
It's just fizzy blackcurrant juice.
Yeah, but it just doesn't taste very nice to me. Oddly enough.
Well,
Hi, Dreadclaw.
you're wrong.
Oh.
It tastes awesome, Peds. Even to you, you're just lying.
Yeah, Dreadclaw. Funny thing is, the watered down, less sugary UK Mountain Dew was still too sugary for me. You obviously will have had the American one and not like that, right? So,
Mountain
which
Dew back when I
suspect
was
is even more, yeah.
when I was about 15, I really liked it, but then they stopped doing it for a long time, and then they came back with an energy drink. I was
It's not the ultimate gamer drink, isn't it? It's always the drink that has the most gaming cross promotions.
Blue and Doritos.
Yes, yeah, wonderful combination.
Right, there's a switch somewhere. A hidden switch somewhere. Because I like this map because there's secrets in it. If you know what you're looking for.
Oh, man. I mean, this was another one of my favorites. Yeah, I quite like this map. Even though I
time
did
to
just
open a
love the
pack of
edge.
cards.
Oh, interesting, Dreadclaw. You like the cream soda or cherry Dr. Peppers?
Cherry
Yeah,
Dr.
pretty cool
Pepper. They
stuff.
do it in Five Guys and places like that from the drinks machine. It's not cherry blast. It's just cherry Dr. Pepper, and it's really fucking nice. Nicer than normal
there we
Dr.
go.
Pepper.
Do you think that would sway us, cheeky? Potentially.
No.
Okay, fair
I
enough.
don't like cherry flavour either, so that's...
Yeah.
It does nothing for me.
What
I
do
don't
I
drink soft drinks. I'll drink Coca-Cola and Iron Brew, and even then they ruined Iron Brew, so...
Oh no.
I don't like Coke either. I prefer Pepsi, specifically Pepsi Max.
How can one man have so many...
I find Coke. I don't know what it is with Coke. It tastes like soap. It's got like a soapy taste to it for me. Really fucking weird. They must put coriander in it.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
I love Pepsi
Well,
Max.
thankfully I'm a
I
boring
prefer.
snob, just really
I do
likes-
prefer
really like
cherry
drinking
Coke to
water.
cherry Pepsi though. Weirdly. Whee! Ah, don't walk into that. Fuck.
Yeah, to be honest, more than soda, I tend to just drink a squash here and there. I find that's a fairly alright compromise for sort of a sugary fix, but
Yeah.
because I do mostly drink water, and you're not necessarily meant to only drink water, right? Even though it is good if you drink a lot.
Yeah,
of
you drink too much, it washes you out, so to speak.
That's
There's probably a better term for it than washes you out.
Somehow it conveys the meaning very well, though. Yeah, fair play. It's
How do I move these?
Zero, you miss power rolls. They were boiled sweets that were the sourest things you ever tasted. Oh, fair play. I'm not amazing with sour stuff. If I can have them to some extent. Oh no, Barbara! I do consider it quite lucky to like water, because if you don't, it's kind of a pain, really. Because you always have to have some kind of specialized drink.
Yeah, water's fine.
Well, we're quite lucky in Wales with our tap water, aren't we, birds?
Yeah. I think Scotland's supposed to have really good tap water, isn't it?
Scottish tap water.
Should we have a tap water tasting session? Just to determine which is better.
If you want, you know.
I don't know how much I
Oh,
want to.
well,
I
I
think
am-
eventually
I have
do.
heard that Welsh water is pretty nice.
Oh.
You know, Scottish tap water supremacy.
That's okay. We don't mind that.
As long as it's not English tap water. Fucking English.
It's like you have to get all this stuff. You hear people in England going on about having to descale the kettle and stuff like that, and they're like, "What? What the fuck are you talking about?" It's because all the water's full of like calcium and shit. So you have to that's why the kettles end up all bogging. Whereas ours just there's no calcium in our water, so or at least nowhere near the same amount, so it's far less damaging to like equipment. Like that's why you mean Calgon. That's for like wash machines and dishwashers. You don't really need that up here.
Oh well. I mean, we do use a filter jug, which is partly to also just keep cold water in the fridge anyway, but just to absolutely kind of help on that. But yeah, it's I have been warned by the other countries not to drink the tap water. It's sort of like, can I still brush my teeth with it? Like, is that still okay?
Yeah, you're taking your arse in your hands with that, for want of a better term. No, it's when we were in Mexico, I accidentally drank a little bit towards the end of and I'd been really good about not, and then I think I brushed my teeth with some, and then for a couple of days it was like, oof, it was not fun. I had to take a few days off work. It was not nice. Stick to the tap water when you're in these other countries.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because the water's manky or anything like that. It's more the they might have like bacteria and things that your body's not an immune response to, so that's it's not that the water itself's terrible, it's just they've got their own local bacteria and stuff.
Of course, yeah. Like it could happen the other way around quite easily, I imagine, for people coming here, right? Yeah.
Well, not if they come here because they're watching it.
Yeah, the moral of the story is holiday in Scotland.
Damn right. I tell you, I mean, I should work for the tourist board.
You really should. You've convinced me.
Come to Scotland, the water's fucking great.
Well, unfortunately, the one time I went to Scotland, it was with friends to mainly go to the Brewdog Brewery, which is a bit tainted now.
yeah.
I don't really want to celebrate
Yeah,
Brewdog
that
in
guy's
any
an
way.
arsehole,
Yeah. Well, especially because like in that tour, it was very like, oh, you know, like you can bring your dog to work, and oh, we really encourage a kind of free company culture and all this, and
Until they don't, and then it's just like, yeah, the guy's an arsehole.
Wasn't he always an arsehole, or was it just
no, but
something else he's
Aberdeen was
got?
nice though.
like,
We did go to Aberdeen,
bigger?
and that was nice.
Aberdeen. Yeah, Aberdeen's nice, grey, but nice.
Yes, very grey, admittedly. But as far as a almost uniformly grey city goes, it is quite nice. I remember going to a nice museum there and such.
Yeah, I will say I've not spent a lot of time in Aberdeen myself. 2 drunken weekends, and that was it. I didn't see much of the city.
Quite fair.
And that was when I was like student type age, so yeah, it's been a very long time. Thank God Almighty, I remember sitting in a pub talking to my mates about the Hulk movie coming out, you know, the Ang Lee one.
Oh wow, that's 2003, yeah.
Yeah. One of my mates, well, my best mate actually, he studied medicine up there, so.
Oh, cool. That Ang Lee Hulk film is funny. It does make some pretty wild choices.
Yeah.
I think it's one that people have had more appreciation for in light of, I guess, like a lot of films of that ilk being more studio controlled over time, and that is very much Ang Lee doing a lot of crazy stuff because he wanted to. Not necessarily always successfully, but at least interestingly, yeah.
Yeah, no, he did something interesting, and that's, I will take a bad, interesting film over a boring, okay one any day. It's one of the reasons why I will quite happily watch the Mario Brothers movie. It's why I will happily watch the movie, because they're interesting at the very least. You know, they're not. You know, I mean, it's like, wow, look what they made. You know, how did they do this?
Yeah.
You know, why did they make the choices that they made?
Yeah.
You know, I love all that kind of stuff.
I do love a good fiasco film, yeah, but also, you know, one that has like an amazing performance or really good set design, things like that.
Did you see who they? Because you know they're making a new Street Fighter movie.
Yes. The casting is.
He's going to be Bison, and I'm like, okay, it's maybe not the obvious choice, but I'll be very interested to see what he does. I can picture him with like the glowing white eyes and stuff. You know, if they want to do something more in line with that, and it's like, yes, please.
Oh.
So, beyond that, I know nothing about that movie, but I'm interested.
Well, forgive me, I think one of the casting choices was a bit kind of, oh, don't cast that guy. He's like platform bad right-wing people. One of them was like that.
Okay. Yeah,
I don't know which one that was. Which is a shame because I mean,
but it must have been
right. Yeah, I don't want to speak too
characters, I mean.
Oh, there are quite a few. Oh god, who was it was a pretty crazy one for Balrog. Who was it? Was a rapper.
Oh yeah, it was about
50 Cent.
It was 50 Cent. That's it. Yeah.
He's not a terrible actor, all told.
Well, you know, we obviously had like Ice Cube doing really good performances over the years. There's precedent for this, yeah.
Although every time I watch Die Hard, Agent Johnson, he was Balrog.
Oh yeah. Balrog's actually very likable in the '94 film. Like he's not villain in it. It's incorrect. So, yeah.
I do love how silly that film is. It's just.
Oh
yeah. I mean, what? You're not gonna make a sensible movie out of it, you know? Come on, you throw fireballs and there's a stretchy man and a green monster guy. It's like, okay, let's lean into the ludicrous aspects of it a bit.
I mean, Street Fighter is quite hard to do in live action. I feel like it is some of the upcoming film is going to have to contend with. I mean, it's just so anime, isn't it? And you know, we've seen anime have a lot of trouble going into live action. It's quite hard to pull it off convincingly. How do you do Guile's hair in live action, you know? That's pretty much why they didn't.
Get some cheese strings and slap them on his head.
Freeze them first, yeah.
They probably could have done that with Van Damme with how coked up he was. on the set of that
Uh.
film. Like he probably wouldn't have noticed.
Just coat them with coke.
Right. Oh yeah, Ramo. It's not too late to take Leto out of that new Tron film, is it? I don't know if they've
God,
started
I keep forgetting
shooting.
he's in it.
Yeah.
Every time I'm like, oh, there's a Tron film, and then it's like, oh, yeah, Jared Leto. God, I hate that guy.
Tron's a tricky franchise because it's never really been that successful. I feel like, right? Like it's very big cult favorite and very influential.
It's the Metroid of Disney movies.
Oh wow! Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I've not seen Tron Legacy, but I did enjoy the original Tron. I watched it. It was like in my grand's, like fucking donkeys years ago. It was just on the TV and I watched it there.
Yeah. Tron, the first one's okay. It has aged. Obviously.
It has aged a lot, admittedly.
But it's still a really
there's a
cool,
lot of cool
it's still a really
concepts.
cool movie, and the effects for the time were incredible.
Yeah.
I quite liked the newer one from what I remember of it. And it's got one of the best soundtracks ever, so.
Oh yes, yeah, of course. Well, because they've not got. Oh, sorry, go on.
I was gonna say they basically just went, here's another Daft Punk album, hooray, with a Tron.
Right, yeah.
I'm like sold. I love that.
Is it Trent Reznor on the new one?
Trent Reznor on this one, yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good.
Yeah, I'm more interested in that than the film.
Hard to replace Daft Punk, but that is a really good choice if you do have to.
Yeah, I'm glad they're doing something different. Yeah.
Nice.
Does Trent Reznor still make music with Nine Inch Nails, and or has he just moved on to like films and shit?
I think Nine Inch Nails are still a thing, but obviously he's been composing for TV and movies and games for years now.
Yeah. What did I watch recently that was a Trent Reznor soundtrack for? He has done a lot. I know he did like Gone Girl, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he did Seven as well, which is another.
Oh, cool. Nice.
I might be wrong on that, but I think he did.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Speaking of, I've got the disc for Zodiac on the way, which I've never seen. I know it's meant to be excellent from him.
I've heard it's great, yeah.
Yeah, I think Jake Gyllenhaal. I think in that. I might be wrong.
Yes, and what's his face? Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. and.
Oh, Downey Jr. Nice. Oh, that's probably.
What's his name?
Not Edward Norton.
Not Edward Norton.
Oh, Eric Bana?
No, current Hulk.
Oh, Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo, yeah, fucking hell, what's going on?
Oh no. I think you're about to say like the 70s TV Hulk actor before saying Ruffalo at that rate.
Yes. Bill Bixby.
Okay. Oh wow, he's in this serial killer drama? Oh my gosh.
Sorry, I'm going to know who did the music for this, and I'm sure what's his face with Trent Reznor did some of the music for this.
I remember watching a film. I can't remember what film it was, but Robert Downey Jr. was in it. But his name was Robert Downey, no Jr. on the end.
Yeah, I think when he was younger, I think he did that.
Yeah, it was an old film.
Well, he had a rough time. Was it like late 90s, early 2000s, and then Kiss Kiss Bam Bam was kind of his comeback, wasn't it?
Comeback,
yeah. Which I still need to see. I did watch The Nice Guys recently from the same director. Well done, Pez.
There's not studies shooting each other.
It sometimes reminds me of, like, say, when Barrett fights another person with a gun in, like, classic FF7. And it's just like, all right, shoot, stand in place until one of you goes down, Yeah, still alive. I need to see those, Guile cosplayers still alive. I'd see how they do it with the gel. That'd be impressive. What were you saying? Sorry, Chico.
Yeah, no, he didn't do 7. I think I must have imagined that. He has done a lot of stuff.
Cool.
With David Fincher. He did The Social Network as well.
Oh, yes. which is getting a sequel now, right?
Yeah. I'm assuming it's the to look at the fucking state of the world thanks to this prick.
Yeah.
That's what I'm imagining that's going to be. But yeah, I've no interest in it. The first film was
No.
good, and I'm like, cool. I've watched it once. I don't particularly feel any need to ever watch it again. But yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably get quite angry being reminded of Zuckerberg in any capacity, to be honest. The first film is excellent.
Oh yes, it's a
yeah.
great film, and but yeah, it's not one I'm going to be watching more than once. At least not anytime soon.
Quite excited the new Superman film seems to be turning out well.
Yeah, it's getting some good opinions I'm hearing about it.
I could do with a cheery, optimistic Superman. I think we all could do
Yes,
in
please.
light of just
Yes,
everything, basically.
Yes.
And
Cheery, optimistic Superman, cheery, optimistic Star Trek, please. That's all I need.
oh yeah, well, they got Krypton. It's not too proud that they won't have the super dog in there. Krypton is apparently a very good boy, and I'm delighted to hear that.
I'm not gonna lie, see when I first seen the dogs, and I was like, oh no. But then as I watched more, I was like, actually no, yeah, this looks okay. This looks fine. Yeah, okay. Because I'm like,
well, super.
Pets,
I mean, Superman, as well as like a lot of things, like it is incredibly pulpy, isn't it? Like his rogues gallery and like some of the really weird sci-fi stuff. And I do like that this new film is just really leaning into that.
Yeah, it'll be good to. Hopefully, it's as good as it looks. I'm maybe going to see it at the weekend, but we'll see. And time. Ooh, nearly pets.
I don't know what I was doing though. Right, SD, hello. Nice nub. Oh, there we go, Wolf. Yeah. Oh yeah, thinking of Adley Hulk armor. I'm thinking of that era of Fantastic Four films as well, in light of the upcoming one. Yeah, which that'll probably be the best Fantastic Four film, right? Like just by default.
I'll be very disappointed if it's not. Yeah,
it's not on that high bar.
To be fair, I don't hate those two. The first two that they did. Where like was it? What was his name? Was it Owen Griffith or something like that? The guy that played Mr. Fantastic and Jessica Alba and Chris Evans.
I like Michael Chiklis as the Finn a lot.
Thing.
He's really that was good casting. Yeah.
Yeah, they're decent enough. They're not amazing. Nobody's going to pretend they're great movies, but silly comic book movies for the Fantastic Four, they're fun. Better than that absolute mess that came out 7 or 8 years ago now.
Oh yeah. Where the A was the 4 in the title, yeah.
Yeah. Oh god, that was awful.
Or the second A, yeah. Yeah, I did bother with that. I liked Chronicle from that director, which is why he got the gig, right? And just it all went wrong, sadly. Yeah, sadly.
Kept interfering, kept changing things. So, I mean, if I'm right, I think he effectively disowned the film. He basically went, this is not the film I wanted to make. He took his name off it.
Like pre-release as well, yeah. Like he was actively,
Yeah, that it was one of those things. Everybody knew that was going to be a shit show before it even came out.
Yeah.
Like there was no. Oh, I wonder if it's any good. It was like, okay, let's go see how bad the mess is.
Well, Fantastic Four has been so underrepresented, or has struggled so much on that side. But it's one of the most important Marvel things ever, right? Like it's so formative,
even these
and
days,
it's so humongous.
It's still one of their big. It's the first family of Marvel, as they're known.
Yeah.
And they're still really, really important. Like in the comics, Mr. Fantastic and all that is a huge, huge character. He's up there with like Iron Man and all the others in terms of importance.
Yeah. Nice of them to finally get their due on the, yeah.
Yeah, I'm so glad they're bringing them in now. because it's hard to kind of talk about stuff without spoilers. You know, 'cause
Oh.
obviously we know what the names are for the next few Avengers movies. We know where they've been going with it. If you're familiar with the comics from maybe about 10, 12 years ago, you'll have an idea of what they're doing.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, there's certain things, like certain characters have mentioned that I'm like, oh, it's like if you don't know what it is, you'll be just like, no, okay, no idea what that is. But it's one of those if you know type things. But yeah, Avengers stuff's going to be good once it's all out of the way because it will essentially kind of reset everything to an extent. It will clear up all this multiverse nonsense that people have been complaining about.
Well, part of the MCU initiative was to just bring the nature of comics to cinema, right? With like revolving characters and like just adventures that keep going on and on. And with that, it brought some of the problems with that format, where you end up getting a lot of baggy aspects that are, so if they can find ways to...
the TV shows especially remind me kind of of the comics and the way the comics work, still, what will happen is, obviously you get a creator will do a run on a show, or on a comic, so, they'll write it for maybe a couple of years and they'll usually have an artist that works with them, and then after a couple of years they'll move on to something else, and somebody else will take over, and they'll, quite often they'll take it in a new direction because they'll have their own story they want to tell. So that's the way I kind of look at it. The TV shows are kind of like, somebody's taken, this is so-and-so's run of Iron Man or so-and-so's run of, Avengers or whatever. So that's how I've always tried to kind of look at it. It's just different people having their kind of take on things with the overall MCU as the framework for it.
I don't think it always has to be. I have seen cases of this where it's okay if you haven't read all the comics or seen all the shows. Like they do sometimes with these films, they're pretty good about making everything accessible, even if maybe there'll be like nuances or certain aspects of character development that won't hit as hard.
I have heard some talk that that the next Avengers movie is going to be essentially you don't need to have seen anything. It's going to be
interesting
for newcomers. Partially, I think because the past few movies haven't done as well, and there's a lot of stuff in the TV shows that people are going to go, I haven't watched all this, I haven't watched all that. It's going to be people have seen it, so yeah, I think they'll be quite explicit that you do not have to have seen stuff to follow it. It's going to be interesting to see how they do that.
Yeah, it's a smart idea, that because they're probably, I think with these films, they always want to make sure they're getting new fans in, right? Especially younger ones. Because
especially at this point, they've been going for what? 20 years. And by 2028, that'll be 20 years since the first Iron Man movie. It's insane.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's insane.
Oh. It's interesting to think of where cinema is now compared to when that happened. Because we are talking about a lot of big franchise stuff, but it is a shame that like so many kind of just non-IP, lower budget dramas really struggle at the moment. I think there's been a real kind of... It's so hit-driven these days, the nature of the box office, isn't there? A lot of things like that.
The games industry, they don't want a small film that's going to go do okay and they'll make some money off it. They want a big, massive, blow the doors off the place, make all the money movie,
But it's also kind of a shame if you look at the history of, like, you go back decades prior, and, like, sometimes just a drama about a divorce would be, like, the biggest film of the year, financially, and now that, just for a lot of reasons, that sort of thing just really struggles to do numbers these days. It's, I guess it kind of gets seen as more of a, that'll be for streaming kind of film.
Well, that's it,
which, the monetization of that is pretty tough at that point.
I think that there's an element of the audience, the adult audience now is different than it was back then. Back then adults weren't into comic books and stuff like that particularly, so adult films were about adult subject matter. Here's a divorce drama, and like you said, it will go to the cinema and it will do really, really well, or something like that. Superhero stuff and something like that was for kids.
I've never seen an adult film in the cinema.
No.
Sorry, I
Oh,
couldn't
distinction.
resist.
Yeah.
Like it is nice that gaming, I feel like, is always facing that kind of desire for being seen as legitimate, right, and kind of socially acceptable, like all of that. It is nice when these things kind of go that way. Just obviously, like
I
we
think
don't
at that
only
point,
we don't only want that. But like we don't only want superhero things and like other things like that as our major film releases. We do ideally want a variety, and that's getting harder to
for
do,
all
I
the-
think, on
I
the
think
bigger
for
scale,
all the-
unfortunately.
Yeah, I think that for all that the industry is, fucked in very many ways at the moment. In a lot of ways, we've never had it better in terms of like, and I mean
Oh.
things like small indie developers, indie publishers putting out all this stuff. And there's so many good games coming out every
Yeah.
single day, and it's just, but there's only so many that the press can cover for one, and so they
Oh
gotta cover the big games,
yeah.
and the biggest games in the world are, the people who buy them aren't interested in small indie games. They're your people who buy, their COD and their FIFA once a year, and beyond that they might play some Fortnite or something. They're not playing the types of things that we're interested in. So, God damn it.
Well, they
Things
take
like
up quite a lot
Promise Master
of.
Agency.
Oh yes, yeah. Oh wow, massively
Weekly
segue.
plug.
Right,
Weekly plug. Sorry, I just get
I promise one day I'll play. It does look delightful, yeah.
Asano?
Yeah,
I've got to shut up about Promise Mascot Agency. but yeah, it's a weird way to, I think, at the moment, because like I said, in so many ways we've never had it better, but in a lot of ways it's the worst it's ever been.
yeah.
Problem you've got is while there's a lot of good stuff, there's just so much stuff in general that everyone's split between things, and then they just stick to what they know. So just because it's fucking easier, like,
Yeah.
some ways.
I think
Which
word
I
of mouth
get.
is more than ever at this point, I think.
Oh yeah. Which is quite cool in a way, even if it does sometimes lead to things do either really, really well, or you just never hear of them, right? Like sometimes it's kind of one or the other. Yeah, I think especially when these things require for like financial investment, like a trip to the cinema, I do get like going for what seems like a safe bet. It's just, as we say, it's just kind of a shame if.
You're paying so much to go to the pictures these days that it's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to go to see something. I want to see something that's gonna, warrant the trip. So, and big blockbuster stuff does that because the sound and the visuals. It's like, okay, you don't need an earth-shattering sound system to watch. I don't know, Kramer versus Kramer, for example.
Right, yeah.
To pluck an example from the start of from the middle of the bloody 80s.
It's I mean I know it's still kind of argued like it's still very immersive, the film experience. If I may say something that you're allowed to make fun of me for, which is a very Jasm thing to say. One thing I do struggle with is I actually do prefer how movies look on like an OLED TV than at the theater. I'm very sorry. It's like the contrast is better and stuff. It is why I would like to try one of those Dolby cinemas. There is one in Birmingham. So next time I'm there, I might try and check that out.
No,
Yeah,
that's
some
cool.
of those.
I can understand that. Whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
still
just
like to. I do feel bad not going to the cinema as much lately, and if I go again, I do feel like, all right, don't just do the big franchise stuff, like go see something like Sinners as well. Throw that in there.
Yeah, I've been a couple of times recently.
Thinking about
I
it.
went to see F1 and 28 Years Later. And
Oh,
lots of
nice,
big
yeah.
ones and stuff, yeah, been a busy.
Yeah.
The last film I think
I might go.
last film I saw in cinema was with one of my kids. It was that Long Legs with Nick Cage in it. I thought it was fucking shit.
Yeah, I heard that was shite.
I heard some good things. I remember
it did look interesting, at least.
it seemed quite divisive. I know Pretty didn't like that either, if I recall. Yeah. I've got Flow ready to watch that animated film about a black cat, which I'm quite excited for. Yeah, it's apparently more or less animated by one person, which is presumably a caveat to that statement. But
Yeah,
it does seem like a very impressive and charming thing
That's
all the
cool,
same.
cool.
Yeah.
Made by one person using AI.
Oh no.
Uh,
I think that was joked about when we were talking about the episode. Oh god, no. Heaven forbid. Ugh. I'm so sad about that with the ELO because it was such an amazing show. Otherwise, it's just
yeah. That
pay
does
a
suck.
goddamn artist, please. Like
Yeah,
it was
you
felt
get
like they're
you get enough
amazing.
money, you know?
Yeah. It was such an amazingly presented show. Otherwise, just like the classic ELO like spaceship was on stage, and they had like
Yeah.
all these visuals in the middle of it. Just some of it being AI stuff was.
Yeah, it sucks if it was, yeah. I went
God,
to that
like,
stuff a few years ago and they were excellent.
who did you see? Sorry.
Yeah, well,
Oh, nice.
I
Yeah.
saw them at the Hydro in Glasgow.
They've still got it, haven't they? Like,
Oh,
God love him. Man. He broke his hand a week ago. So he couldn't play guitar. He was standing there, hands by his side, still sitting like a champ. Like one or two timings a little off, but overall he did amazingly considering he's 78, right? And the younger band members they had, as well as I forget the amazing female vocalist, unfortunately, because she is amazing. The one who sings in the operatic
Well-
voice at one point.
Yeah. What was that?
But she did amazingly as well, and the new members were great. One of them, when they did Mr. Blue Sky, one of them was using a fire extinguisher as a glockenspiel. And he had the biggest grin on his
yeah.
face. Oh,
I'm sure they
you
did
had
that
that as well.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
sure they did. That rings a bell, yeah.
Because it just made me think of every time I've been told that, like, no, you don't touch a fire extinguisher unless it's an emergency. It's not a toy. It's not a door prop, which I saw a film for in university accommodation for once. And just this guy with the biggest grin on his face just whacking it. It's just like, oh, fair play.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I've seen the bootleg Beatles do that as well.
Oh, fun.
During Penny Lane, they're talking about the fireman guy in that song, and he stands up and goes, ding, 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 and he hit the...
Oh, yeah.
They're good. I haven't seen them in years, but they're good.
Nice. It's a bit like how you find out how they did Godzilla's roar, right? Like a violin being strangled or something. It's some of those kind of unique ways they get these particular sounds. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. So cool.
Like
so
John
fun.
Hurt with all the Star Wars stuff. Yeah. Wait, no, not John Hurt. What was his name? The sound design guy. He's really famous. But yeah, cool
Burt-
stuff. And,
Burt, B-U-R.
oh, possibly. Yeah.
I know exactly who you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something that is Burt or something. Ben Burt?
Yeah, John Hurt is definitely something different.
Yeah.
Agreed, Marv. I think it's okay. Like, I think it's ethically conscionable to use a fire extinguisher in that context. Presumably, there are ones in place. I assume they did just like yank that from the corridors on the way. It's like, oh, that's not there if it's needed. But yeah, delightful. Oh, we're talking sweets now in chat as well. Nerds and Skittles, those.
Okay, sweets. Chocolate sweets.
I think just sweets in general, yeah. I've always liked Chewits and Frutella, those kind of ones. They're a bit of a guilty pleasure.
Yeah. Tanked up half a packet of Starburst today. Like a bag of Starburst.
Oh, yes. Oh, I love Starburst, yeah. That's totally something I'm like, okay, I'll ration these, I'll have a few. And then I eat the whole bloody pack and just feel like so
Hey, Dobo.
glad to those. Alright, Dobo.
Yeah, no, the sweets I've fell in love with recently. There's one of these kind of like small sweet companies kind of up here at Buchanan's, and they do things that like traditional sweets, your humbugs and all that type of stuff. And,
Oh, yeah.
the treacle toffees and all that kind of stuff. And they did bags of Iron Brew flavoured pastels, so like fruit pastels, but flavoured with
Oh
Iron Brew.
wow.
And oh my god, they're like crack. They sold them in the Tesco next to my work for a bit, and then for some reason they've stopped stocking them. And I got
Oh,
I got
no.
one of my managers hooked on them as well. So it's
Oh
like,
my
you know,
gosh.
she came up to me like a couple of weeks ago, and she went, here, and she gave me a bag. She's like, yeah, I found some, so I bought you some, because I knew we've not been able to get them. So, and then today
There
my mum found some, so she got me a couple of bags. So I'm like, cool, I'll be able to give Aileen one of those packets.
I guess there are worse vices to spread amongst your friends and loved ones than
Yes,
non-brew flavored
just
sweets.
today.
That's amazing. I
Oh,
know
they
you're
are
talking
really
about
tasty.
no.
They do.
You talk about the
They
highs
do.
and lows experience with Iron Brew. That is a high. It sounds like.
Oh yes,
Actually,
they do
yeah.
Iron Brew flavoured humbugs as well. So just like, you know, Suki sweets. That...
Oh, nice.
Have you had Iron Brew ice cream?
Yes.
Oh my
Iron
gosh.
Brew ice cream's lovely.
Absolute filth, isn't it? It's lovely.
You can. It's. I remember. You remember you used to get Iron Brew bars. You know, like Wham bars, but Iron Brew flavoured.
Yeah.
Yeah, they basically stopped making them because they were dissolving teeth. They were
Oh
so
no.
good. There's something about that Iron Brew flavouring that is just so Moorish.
How are you doing,
I like it,
Dobo?
though, 'cause I was about to ask
Yeah,
you
not
about the
too
game.
bad. Yeah, just yeah, same old, same old. Yeah,
Bad.
been interested.
What's the little one been playing on Roblox, presumably?
Oh, he's been playing this Ben 10 thing. He had a little he had a it's his birthday in August, but we had a birthday party. He had a little like school friend's birthday party in the weekend, and someone's bought him Robux. So
Oh,
it's
yes.
like genuinely, I'd prefer someone to bought him fucking Hog Tour coin, but like,
Oh,
Yeah. It's
he
one of those
wanted
things
it.
Hi,
like,
Dobo.
Really happy. Hello, how you doing? You're
I
right,
did
mate?
say hi ages ago, but my mic was muted and I didn't realise.
oh.
But he's basically saying he didn't say hello, but he's pretending he did. So, come some slack.
Oh no, it's fine. Don't worry. I'm talking very quietly.
No, I'm
He's
sure
not
Peds
fully
is
asleep
not,
now.
Peds is not a lion.
Yeah, but he seems to really like it, and do you know what? Whacking a tenner every couple of months is. I get really put off by buying stuff on Roblox because they go like, oh, do you want to buy a speed coil, and it'll work in like one game and work once in one game, and it's just like this is just
Yeah.
like this is appalling. I don't. This is predatory
Yeah.
financial stuff.
It's really difficult, I think, when you look at this stuff. And to be fair, I say this is something without kids myself, but I look at it and I'm just like, on the one hand, I'm exactly the same as you. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, it's bullshit. Awful, shouldn't be doing it to kids. But then I look back at all the awful shit that I wasted money on as well, and I'm like,
Yeah, I know. The thing is, I mean, that's always the one, isn't it? You
yeah.
kids want to buy shit, and you just, and I find myself doing the same things that my dad was saying to me, like, look, do you know what, just don't buy it. Look, do you know what, if you don't, like, money doesn't burn a hole in your pocket, you know, save it up and buy something you actually want instead of whacking a pound in that sodding slot machine thing, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
the capsule machines.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh, they'll always be trying to sell shit to kids.
Yeah, but
I mean, I think how many bloody sticker albums I started. How
Oh,
much
yeah.
money I
Yeah.
wasted on shit like that.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
that went in
no.
the bin 6 months later, and you're like, yeah, okay.
Oh, no.
You know, it's hard to be too judgmental. Well, at least of the kids, you know,
Yeah.
what they
No,
want.
oh, right, yeah.
You know,
Hey,
I'll
you
still
guys
judge
make a
the
good-
fucking businesses, but you know. I
You
won't
guys make a
really
good
blame
point.
them
There
for
is precedent for this. You guys are right. There have long been this sort of thing. Yeah.
I did. To be fair, I did finish like Merlin's Premier League '97.
I don't think I ever finished any.
I went to a swap shop at Crystal Palace,
Closest
but
I maybe
I
came
did
was
finish
Super
it.
Mario Bros. 3 one.
Oh, cool. No, but did you do like the
No.
honor tradition of like with someone else, and you were like, got, need,
Got,
like
got,
going
need.
through all the cards? Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Simpler
Two
times.
normals for a shiny.
Oh, that's a fair exchange, right?
That's it. Thus it is written. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I do quite like card stuff still, but yeah, I as time has gone on, I struggle to justify actually buying. If there's ways to just
Yeah,
like
I mean-
experience, like with the Pokemon cards game map, I'm happy just to open the pack and on that every once in a while, and then not really do anything else,
Yeah.
like not spend
And to
any
be
money
fair,
on it. I feel like that
At least you
gets
can play a game
that
with them.
vice
You know,
out of
it's
it.
not that it's not just like, oh,
Right.
here's a shiny thing. You know, here's a shiny gift. You know, it's like I don't understand
Right.
people who buy Steam trading cards. I don't get it. It's like here's a gift that you're paying money for. Okay, if you want to, you know,
Oh.
it's great. Every so often I forget about it all the time, and every so often I remember and go, oh, that's right, and I'll put them up and I'll get myself a few quid worth of credit on Steam for absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
It's just like,
What?
okay,
Yeah, because I think it's for
Thing is,
it's like for profile cosmetic stuff, isn't it? Quite a bit.
yeah.
Of that.
You know, and I don't necessarily.
Yeah,
I
I've got a
just think your
shiny
profile looks great.
Steam card. Sorry.
Ooh, sell it, you win some money for it.
Oh yes, yeah.
No, I know, but nobody wants it.
Wow.
It's a shiny. It's for Tokyo 2020. I bought the official because I collect Olympics games basically.
Alright, cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah,
I've got
yeah,
every
like
one
that.
except I've got every one except Atlanta '96.
Do you include the
Going
Mario
back
and
to
Sonic games in that, yeah?
I haven't got all the Mario and Sonic games, but as far as I'm concerned, they're not canon.
I was like, does the James Pond one count? Like James Pond an aquatic game, something like that? Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Probably not.
Is it
I
just,
That's
literally-
quite fair.
Server
all
ban
the,
him.
I mean, do you include Winter Olympics games or just Summer Olympics?
I've got Vancouver, but I haven't. No, I haven't. I don't do Winter Olympics. Again, I think even the people at the Olympics Museum don't really give a fuck about the Winter Olympics. I mean, no one cares.
Oh no!
I mean,
Rich
I'm
people
sorry.
doing hills on T-Trace. That's all it is.
I'm such an Olympics gimp, but I don't give a fuck about the Winter Olympics.
See, it's strange
Right.
enough I'm the opposite. I kind of prefer the Winter Olympics because I think it's more technological, and maybe that's what it is. You know, I like stuff that uses, you know, okay, we use skis and snowboards and bobsleds, and I like the fact that the luge is literally just a T-train.
No, I know.
I
Yeah.
like it.
I would. Yeah. No, I have got one of them, but no, I'm very much a Summer Olympics collector.
That's cool.
But yeah,
And
but I
that's-
can't.
that's
So I
the way
I
to
bought
do
that.
it.
Yeah. So I was trying to get Jacob into like the Olympics. I thought I'll buy the game because I was going to buy the game anyway. I always loved the Olympics. I think Olympics games are brilliant, right? And I bought it and I got this shiny card and nobody wants it. Like literally, it should be worth about 30 quid and no one will buy it.
Maybe that's why nobody's buying it. If it's worth that amount, you're
Yeah.
not going to get your, you know, you're not
No,
going to get your people who
I should
buy
just
them for 5p a pop going for that.
No, absolutely. I'm not buying the I don't know. Maybe if I wait long enough. But I did that with Shenmue 2 and now no one wants it because they re-released it so no one cares anymore. I have a
Oh,
factory
no.
sealed copy of Shenmue 2 and it's like not worth anything anymore because I'm still saving it.
Oh. That'd surely be. Is that Xbox or Dreamcast?
Dreamcast.
Ooh, keep a hold of that.
I'm sure that'd still be worth quite a bit, to be honest. Like maybe it'll go up in
Yeah.
value.
Yeah, I looked.
Yeah,
I'm
It,
pretty
it's
sure
I
maybe
looked.
Silvergun's still really expensive, but you can get that on Xbox now. Or you could
Yeah,
download
Switch
was
and Steam as
talking-
well. Yeah, it's very available now. Yeah.
Because I put it on the forum about whether I should get it actually get it like
Oh,
Graded.
graded?
Oh, graded.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
because I've never thought about it before. I'm not a collector. I don't care. Like when I say I collect games, I collect games, but I have played them. Like they are
Yeah.
out of the box, very much. Like,
Yeah. No, if you've got a factory sealed copy of Dreamcast Shenmue 2, I would keep it factory sealed.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd
Oh,
go
yeah,
for grading.
absolutely.
I think grading's a bit of a scam, to be honest.
Yeah.
Unless you're actually planning to sell it, you know. But
yeah,
nice piece to have.
It's cool you
Yeah.
own that, yeah. Perfect.
Yeah,
It was a late release, obviously, wasn't it? I mean, it wasn't
Yeah.
released in America, yeah.
to be fair, I think my dad didn't know what to buy me for Christmas, so he just like back in like 2002 or whatever, so he just bought me that despite the fact that I never finished Shenmue 1.
Oh.
Shenmue
That's
2
why
is
it's not
much
open.
better.
I've probably got more fondness for Shenmue 1, but there's actually plot development in Shenmue 2.
Yeah.
There's not really much of that in the first one. I get it.
Shenmue 1 is a great proof of concept, you know, and a great going, this is what we can do, and a great start to a story. Shenmue 2 is taking that and actually putting a game around it.
Yeah.
You know? If only for the thing that lets you, you know, you can skip the weights. You know,
Oh,
fuck
yes.
for that.
Yeah.
But I thought I played through them both for the first time, really, a couple of years ago. I did
cool.
I did the PC version of the original, and then I did the Xbox version of Shenmue 2.
Oh,
my
cool.
Xbox, my CRT, it was cool. And Shenmue 2 is so much better. It's just the story's better. There's more to do. The area's more interesting. You know, you're not at your job for half of it. You know, there's far more fighting and like, you know, actual action sequences and stuff happening. Yeah, it's a far better game. Far better game. And I haven't really played 3 yet.
Oh yeah, not especially well liked. I've owned it for a while. I've not really. I know Armor in chat can tell you all about 3. Let's say it's the thing doesn't quite do well. Speaking of games without much plot development, if any, unfortunately.
He's talking about Bubsy.
Shenmue.
Ah, right. Well, Bubsy haven't got a lot of plot development.
Well, no, but wasn't really, you know, going for that. But yeah, I'm sure I read something recently about them talking about, you know, they're still wanting to do more of them.
Yeah,
Really?
I think possibly so. Yeah, I don't know how much backing they get for that. Yeah. The anime adaptation they did of the first 2 games, I actually quite liked it. They actually were quite good at every episode being fairly faithful, but changing things around a little bit just to give all of them a little arc in some ways. Like, it actually did do quite well. And I was just always so curious what they would do with when they got to 3 and then what they would adapt to beyond that. And then we never found out because they cancelled it. So that's always the Shenmue way. It's almost similar for facing The Last of Us now.
Make it up.
Right. Or like loads of manga to anime adaptations, yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Rotom.
Hello, Rotom. How are you today?
Do one more
Yeah,
round, and then we'll...
nice one. Yeah, Rotom, you have to really run out the calendar in Shenmue 1, don't you? But you can get a bad ending if you take too long, yeah. I guess Rio was right to be so single-mindedly focused on revenge, because if he didn't, Landy would have sent someone to kill him anyway, like in that bad ending, so... I don't know what the moral of that story is.
Does it have to be a moral for the story?
Well, I guess it's get a forklift job, is the...
Yeah. It's get a job. Yeah, bum.
I love the hardcore, like, F355 Ferrari challenge music when you do the forklift racing. it really tries to sell it as a very metal, like, exciting thing.
Yeah, woo, exciting.
I'm very fond of Shenmue, but anyway, anytime
Yeah,
someone makes
I
fun
don't
of it,
know.
I'm like, yeah, I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah. It's a weird one because I don't think I would ever play it again. Not the first one anyway. The second one, maybe, but not the first one. It's, I think, 2 took off a lot of the kind of rough edges that the first game had, and made it, actually fun. In a lot of places, as opposed to the chore that it was.
I guess I do
And
really
then-
like kind of cozy small town settings, and I really like that about 1. Even if that is part of why not a huge amount happens in it, really.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
what were you
it's a
saying,
co-op
sorry?
chapter. It's just, I can't
Basically,
remember.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's fine.
It is where I first played Space Harrier. And I forever relate to that child NPC who always goes, I want to play Space Harrier. I'm like, that's me. That's me.
This Harrier's ace.
Space
Agreed.
Harriers, Aha!
I'd already played Super Han on the Mega Drive, so when I saw Han in that, I was like, oh yeah, that's more or less that's the same series, yeah. Yeah, revenge is the moral, I guess. I presumably by the end of his journey, Rio would have realised that there's no real satisfaction in revenge. I mean, it would have been like a martial arts film plot, more or less. I'm guessing, right? Oh, nice one, Wolf. I love this Bayonetta version of Fly Me to the Moon, which I'm impressed they were able to license that, because the Sinatra estate notoriously doesn't come cheap, right?
Oh, I forgot you don't.
It's why when they re-released Evangelion, they took out the Fly Me to the Moon credits covers.
Oh, I didn't realise they took that out. That sucks.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Well, they replaced it. Well, they replaced them with Ray's theme, which is an effectively haunted piece of music
Yeah.
that usually suits most episodes of that show in the way it goes.
I remember what I was going to say. I think Shenmue 2 does everything the first game does, but better. And then Yakuza basically took it and perfected it. The right combination of hanging about and just messing about, while at the same time here's an actual story and stuff that happens, as opposed to one kid wanders about his town.
One of the games
Well,
he's
yeah,
like
he
played a little
accidentally
bit of
carried
Zero,
the-
but never. But I've got like 0 to 6, I think. But spend too much money on games and not play them. Then with, like I was saying, I've been playing Final Fantasy 1. I've never finished a Final Fantasy game before. But I own Final Fantasy up to and including 15.
Mhm.
So,
I'm the same.
what's wrong with
The
me?
only Final Fantasy game I've ever finished was 7, and that was only about. Jasmine, when did you do 6? It's on stream.
Oh gosh, I forgot we had that synergy, didn't we? I was playing through
Yeah.
6 for the first time, and you were playing yeah. It was like
Yeah.
2020, I want to say.
Yeah, it was about
It was
4 or 5 years
definitely-
ago now.
It might be
Yeah.
2019 even. It definitely wasn't like later than that.
No, it was. Well, it might be late 2019, because I was in the house at the time when we moved in there late 2019. So maybe.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, that was the first time. I played it before many times, but I'd never finished it. So yeah, I finally sat down and finished it.
You finished the FF7 remake as well, right?
Yeah, I did that as well. I don't count that. as
Nice,
a remake.
nice. Was it only 1/3? I mean, it is a full game,
Yeah,
right? 'Cause I
It's a
mean,
full game, yeah.
I get where this impulse has come from, but you know when people say, "Oh, wait until all 3 FF7 remake games come
Yeah,
out before
fuck that.
playing them."
Jeez,
They're
pretty
humongous.
sure
Especially, well, to be fair, remake is like 40 to 50 hours maybe, just as a mainline. Rebirth is huge. I mean, if you really only mainline it, I guess it would be more manageable, but it'd be a lot to do like 3 full RPGs back to back, basically
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, no. That's
Well,
why I keep saying it.
As you know, the only
Many
Final
games
Fantasy game I have actually
abandoned,
finished is. Oh, sorry, you said something? My bad.
telling us lies, Pets?
No, I have finished a Final Fantasy game, but it was a side game. It was Mystic Quest on the SNES.
Oh yeah, the best one.
Still Final Fantasy, kind of.
Kind of very
It's still
linear.
got an
Final Fantasy
unbelievably.
Mystic Quest.
It's got an unbelievably good soundtrack.
Hmm.
Maybe not
Based on one of
unbelievably good
the-
gameplay, but yeah.
Is it not based on just one of the Saga games rebranded?
It's got some aesthetic similarities with that, I believe. I think the third Saga game on Game Boy has like some of the same, honestly pretty ugly, like enemy designs for the sprites. Like not a million miles away. Yeah, I'm excited for you, Pez. It's always like quite cool to finally finish a game in the major series. I felt that doing a Tomb Raider, well, the first one recently, right? Which admittedly was a bit exhausting near the end. Still had a really good time with it.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, you're most of the way through FF1.
Yeah, well, I've got 3 of the
So what
crystals, so
You're in the room with all the grey pads. Sorry, Cat.
What about finishing Rise of the Triad? I feel like that would be significant, right?
Yeah, well, it's the kind of game that I will play it in spurts. Where I'll go, oh, I'm kind of in the mood for it, and then I'll blast through 4 or 5 levels over the course of a week, and then I'll move on to something else, and then I'll come back to it 6 months down the line and do another few levels.
Yeah.
So it's like a buffet that I'll just pick away at slowly. But surely.
Yeah,
No, I think
that
I'm
could really
leaning
work for
into
this, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great for this. It's you wouldn't want to sit and mainline the whole game. Like, oh god, you'd go insane. I love it, but it's very. I mean, well, look at it.
Jasmine accepts your challenge, and you'll mainline it starting next week.
Well, thank you so much again for gifting it. It's been really fun to muck about in it like this. I
Yeah,
will try a bit
thank
of
you
the
very much.
campaign as well.
Not at all. It was
Yeah.
like I said, my way of saying thank you to lovely people
Aw.
for giving me something to do on my Wednesday nights for the past year and a half, 2 years.
Oh. Well, thank you for all the work in organising them. It's been such a fun thing
Yeah.
to look forward to each week. And
I feel like at the
folks in
moment
chat
I've been
seem
kinda
to.
I feel like I've been shirking on it recently because we've just been playing Steam stuff, because I can't run any servers.
Oh.
Oh, I want to get back to that.
That's completely okay. It's great we've got options like that. So I wouldn't want you to have to go
Yeah.
into a lot of hassle every week, especially when that's not viable, right, Dover?
Yeah. That's not really
Yeah,
a hassle.
no, it's great.
I enjoyed, kind of looking into them and figuring out how to do it, and I like a project,
Yeah,
Give
a
me
bit of
something
that
to
kind
do, and
of-
I'll go away and try and do it.
kind of a programmer's
fucking hell.
mindset, basically. Yeah.
Just appeared out of nowhere then.
I do that. I'm like, what, like reverse Batman, I guess.
The ghost.
Do your head and he's gone.
Oh, dear. So yeah, Alien vs Predator next week.
Oh, that I wanted
interesting
to ask you
example
actually,
of that
Cheeky. Is
one.
there any?
Any?
Nice, because forgive me. I wanted to ask you. There's one more day of the Steam sale. Is there anything we should consider picking up for
that
a
I'm
future Retro
more of-
Wednesday?
Not that I'm aware of. I think we've already got most of the stuff that we would do.
Oh.
Right.
Let me have a quick look. Because there are some stuff maybe. Maybe Forsaken.
Oh,
Which is
nice.
like
I do
a-
have that.
Yeah. There's the remaster of that quite recently.
Like
Um,
Descent, isn't it?
Yeah, it's basically it was the Descent knockoff. Forsaken. Yeah, Forsaken remaster. So I presume that'll be on sale. It usually is when there's a sale on. Yeah, £3.09. So that's one to maybe pick up. So I'm just seeing what else I've got in my library. That's we've all got Quake. We've all got Quake 2. We've all got. Maybe some of the Serious Sam games, but problem with the Serious Sam games is I don't know which ones to get. There's so many of them. You know, and so do you
Yes,
get the HD version of the first encounter, or do you get Fusion, or do you get this? And no idea. Yeah. No, there's not anything else off the top of my head that I can think of. But you say it
I would
ends
say-
tomorrow, yeah?
I believe so.
What would you
10th
say,
of
Double?
July, so probably 6
Post-
p.m. Yeah.
Okay. What would you say, Double?
Postal 2 is 85p.
Ooh. I'm sure I've got Postal 2 in GOG. And I think I've loaded it up once and went, what the fuck is this game? It's so fucking bizarre.
Have you seen the film?
You know, and I've
Does it
seen
have all-
I've since seen Civi 11's videos of it. No, I have not seen the film.
Uh,
Thank God.
not-
I deliberately avoid Uwe
listen-
Ball stuff.
I watched it for the
Have you seen the
podcast, didn't
Joel
I?
film?
And it was not good. He's in there in the film, and he's like, yeah, and he's like being interviewed in the film by like people on stage. Like people often ask, does why money come from Nazi gold? Of course it comes from Nazi gold. That's how I make my films and stuff like that. He was being like, I'm not fair enough. At least he could take
wow.
at least he could take the piss out of himself.
Yeah,
No.
that's fair enough. Just, don't tell him you think his film shit. It'll challenge you to a boxing match.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Oh,
I wouldn't pick a
actually, I
fight
do
with
have
that
Postal
man.
2 on
I
Steam
don't think
already.
I'd win.
Yeah.
Oh, there we are.
Postal Brain Damaged.
Yeah.
That's the newer one,
I
isn't it?
mean, I don't know. I don't know whether you would necessarily want to stream this.
Yeah, that was my other worry. I was like, Jasmine, I don't know
Here's the-
if you would stream.
I said it as a
Postal.
half-
You would
half as a
or
joke
at the very
and
least, you'd
half
want to
as a-
play it first. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I did
Yeah.
think about Postal at one point. I'm like,
If it's not banned, it
Yeah,
should be
I'll have a
okay.
look, but I don't think there's
struggle a
anything
bit
else that jumps out.
Yeah.
What about? Does Dusk have multiplayer?
Oh, that'd be cool. I do like
Yeah,
Dusk a lot. I did
do.
finish.
Yeah, I don't have it myself. Because I remember playing it, trying it off and just being like, nope, not for me. It's
Oh.
it's obviously it's very very fast, but it's it's dusk. It's scary, and I'm like, no, thank you. So I knew I wouldn't like it, so I didn't buy it. But if it's got multiplayer, I would be willing.
It's got
to
online
buy it for that.
PvP according to Steam. Yeah.
Fuck it. Add it to cart. Yeah. Let's see.
Oh god.
Yeah. Anyway, right. I'll let you go and do your thing. I will peruse the Steam store tonight and see if there's anything else I can find that looks interesting that we maybe don't have. But certainly, Forsaken, I think, is one to add if you don't already have it.
Nice.
And
Forgive me for giving you. I gave you
Homework.
basically.
Yes, thank you. Cheers. This was not my plan for the rest of the evening. It is now, though. Thank you.
I would also throw in that maybe Command and Conquer Renegade.
Ooh.
Again, I had considered it.
Yeah.
I need to look at it. 'Cause I
already
know there's a
think
lot of
it's really something
community
I
stuff
already have
to
it,
bring it up to
but-
speed. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got it as well. I think when they added all that stuff back on to did they add it? I can't remember if I bought it when they added it back onto Steam or if I just got it because I had the Origin version or not. But yeah,